Well, be careful what you say. We're live, folks. What's going on, everybody? It's Sunday, October 10th, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. We appreciate everybody joining on this fine Sunday evening. Starting to get dark earlier now. Another few weeks we'll be fall backing, so it'll be actually 6 o'clock. So it'll be definitely dark by the time we're on. Well, before I do a bunch of shout outs and hellos to these fine, you know what, Gerry? I don't think I'm supposed to say ladies and gentlemen anymore.
No, you're supposed to poll everybody and ask what their proper pronoun is.
Yeah, British Airways. Yeah. No more ladies and gentlemen. So these fine folks in here, I guess I can get away with saying that. So, let me run through my week. And I had a pretty darn good week, Gerry. So I'll run through my week, go through all the numbers, and then Gerry will run through his week and then destroy me.
Yeah, no, Dave, I already know. You smoked me.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, you did.
You just saw my post, didn't you?
Exactly.
So my week was pretty good. I had I took some shit off. I took let's see, $951 off in profits last week. I did take one loss last week, and it was strategic. But I took off some Qs, $300 in Qs. I took off $260 in SPY, $161 in RK, $113 in TQQQ, some in Microsoft, IWN, TNA, and I took a $71 loss in BABA. I had two 115 puts that I just cut and ran. And, as I like to do, I just offset that with some gains that day to make the loss, more palatable. And the reason why I took that off is I had that risk reversal on too, which was some 115s down there as well. Different expiry though. So in general, I had like 4 115s on, and who knows what chickadee China the Chinese chicken would do over there, like they could just decide to tank it again. And, so I just wanted to cut and run and get out of those 115 puts and reduce the risk significantly. And that's what I did. Small loss is the way I look at it. I still have the BABA puts on, BABA leaps on, still down, what, $2,100 in those, $2,300 in those. So they are coming back a little bit, but it is what it is. I didn't cut at the very low like Thumper did. Sorry, Thumper. I just I understand why he did what he did. I've been in the same situation. Sometimes it's just you wake up, it's demoralizing to have a $30,000 loss sitting there, and you know what? Like I could build back better. So take the loss and start building back better. Hopefully better than Biden, of course. And that's probably what he's doing. He's just said, hey, I'm going to take a $30,000 loss, and then I'm just going to start building back. He's still up for the year. So I understand. Demoralizing to look at that every day. I get it. I even thought about getting rid of my BABA leaps. So let's see. Where do my numbers stand right now? Let's see. $52,000 in maintenance margin. That puts me at 17.5% buying power used, $3,200 cooking, still unrealized about $2,000 because of the BABA puts, the BABA leaps. I keep calling them puts. I am into some individual positions, Gerry. I'm starting to put a little bit more individual positions back on. Let's see, what did I put on? I put a Home Depot's on. That's actually it. I do have a Microsoft I put back on as well. So, of course, I always have a Tesla on. I put another one of those on. I got a 400 put on those. So, yeah, I'm starting to build out what expire? I'm starting to build out the November 26th a little bit more now. And then, this week we'll probably we'll pop into the first week of December, right? So start putting those on. And I got 24 positions open and 31 contracts as it sits. So, and next week, what do I have? I don't think it expires all the way till the 29th at this point. So yeah, let's really see. I put some more shit on Gerry. Futures were down big. I think they're down like 250 at one point, just a few hours ago. They fought their way all the way back to minus 41 at this point, so it's pretty much just flat at this point. So, Gerry, take it away. Let us know how your week went.
Did you say how much you took off in profit?
$951 last week.
$951. Yeah, you smoked me. Basically doubled me up. I took off 400 and not quite $495. So not bad. Because if you recall a couple weeks ago, I said I was going to slow play October because of one was the government shutdown and two was the debt ceiling. Now we've got those. I think we got those resolved.
Well, it's punted.
Well, yeah. I mean, we got it resolved for at least a short period of time. So it's kind of given me the green light. So I have slow played pretty much the whole thing. So I'm sitting really light. We had a large chunk of money, little windfall that I deposited in last week. So that brought my maintenance margin all the way down to 18.7%. So, putting money in the IB account is useless unless you use it, right? So I'm going to have to use it.
Interesting to see how you navigate those waters, right? Because I stuck a big chunk in mine recently too, and then now I don't even use anything close to that, So it'd be interesting to see if you start, upping your game.
Exactly. I was actually talking with Cloud Ninja today, or Stock Ninja, and I was talking about that because he said, well, I was going to put a chunk of money in. I was like, well, it's useless if you don't use it. If you don't put it to use, then, put it in something else. Right. So that's why I was telling you earlier, it's like, okay, I got this chunk of money in there and I put it in there. And you said, well, you just have to sell more puts. I'm like, well, yeah, but you got to execute that. And it gets tough. It does get tougher as that account grows to put things on. I mean, look at James Rowe, right?
Yeah.
He's managing, 300 positions or something like that. It's like, holy crap, man. How do you
I would
do
almost say for you, I would maybe double up the safer stuff that you do.
Yeah.
The more solid stuff that you do. Maybe throw an extra contract on it there or whatever.
Yeah. I was looking at, what I'm thinking of is, instead of doing one IWM, maybe do two
Right.
RKs. Not really go much heavier on my small cap, mid cap stuff. I'll still do those, but I'm not going to bump up my exposure to those. I'd rather bump up my exposure to more quality stuff, get a little bit lower return, but at least we're putting that money to work.
Do you do Qs at all?
I haven't done Qs in a long time. I'm doing TQQQs.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you play this differently too. You go out a little bit further.
Yeah, I put one on to January.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So last week I closed 9 positions that profited $495. I opened 11 for $977 in premium. So right now I only have $2,700 of premium cooking on 21,000 of maintenance margin, and I didn't do anything special. My usual, I opened up Dutch Bros, Camping World, Herman Miller. I did a QILD at the Money, Smith & Wesson, PBW, Art K, ASO, which is Academy Sports, the TQQQs, and a Vizio. That's the only things that I've opened last week. Pretty safe stuff, in my opinion. I know, you're going to say it's not, but that's okay.
Well, those are Gerry classics. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's Gerry classics. It really is. I gotta name them like GW's freaking, I don't know, stable.
They are literally, Smith & Wesson, Big Lots, Vizio.
Next week, though, I might have a negative week next week, to be honest with you, unless something happens in the market. I got a couple of things that went in the money, and I'll speak on them next week when I figure out what I'm going to do with them. But there's one that kind of taught me a lesson, and I might take a loss on it. I might keep it. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, a new lesson we haven't heard
A
before?
new lesson we haven't heard before.
I'm interested to hear this.
Well, that is dividends matter. That's all I'm going to say. And we'll talk about it next week when I figure out which way I'm going to roll
You
with
didn't
it.
get dividend arbitrage, did you?
I did.
So it
Well,
must have.
no, no. Here, I'll just say it. What the hell?
Yeah, let's not keep them waiting.
Yeah, what the hell? I did a cash secured put. Chart looked good, right? What I didn't anticipate was that this company pays a huge annual dividend.
It dropped. That's what it did.
Doesn't do it quarterly. It does a huge annual dividend. So it looked good on the chart, and it just dropped right through my strike because of that dividend. So
What company was it?
Vale, VALE.
Okay, because I know Costco, I think, does that too once a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one. I mean, who the hell wants to look at freaking Seeking Alpha every year and say, okay, do they pay a special dividend? Like, I don't want to be doing that crap, you know?
Yeah, and I
But
think that's what drove it up, right? And so it had support at $16, so I sold it at $16. Then freaking the material sector had that little pressure on it. Then it got a downgrade. Then it paid out the dividend. So it's like, holy crap, man! Everything just went against me on this one. So I got a 16 strike. It's sitting at 14.50 now. It expires on Friday. It's not worth it to roll it out. I'll either take it and do some calls on it, or depends on where the move is this week.
Are you down pretty hard in it?
Yeah, I'm down 200, 300% or something like that.
Oh, shit. Well, that's an interesting one. I wonder if anybody else has been bamboozled by that one. I haven't. That's the first I've heard of that one. And it's like,
I mean, it's not big money. I mean, it's like $250 loss if I took the loss. So
yeah.
Overall, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm wondering, I don't think companies have to pay a dividend to pay a special dividend either, though, right?
No, because Rocket paid a special dividend.
Exactly. So you can't even say, okay, I'll just stay out of all the stocks that don't pay dividends and I'll be good, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that kind of any company technically probably gets pay a special dividend, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's an interesting one. Well, that's Tesla. You better not do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Tesla puts out a freaking $400 special dividend.
Exactly. Well, that's an interesting one. So, well, let us know how that one goes. The only thing I'm probably upside down in right now is TLT. What a piece of shit that is.
Why are you playing the government?
Yeah, dumb old. It's a strangle too. So one side's up, one side's down. And I'm down in fuckbook right now too. Actually, now that I think about it, it's not in the money. I have a 300 put on it, but I did put a Fang on, Jerry. I put a Fang strangle on too.
I saw that. I meant to question you on that one. I was like, wow, that was pretty aggressive because that thing's sitting up there pretty high.
And, I got the hell. I have an 80 and a 145. That's like, it's got to make a damn big move.
That still wasn't Dave safe. Not in that sector.
If Dave does it, it's Dave safe. XBI, Dave safe. Yeah, the TLT. I'm just what a crackpot. Yeah, this is the first stream we ever got a thumbs down on before the stream was like I pushed it up. An hour after I posted it, there's a thumbs down. What? Jesus. Cack suckers. What's going on? Let's see here. We got Thumper here. Retire with more. Like number 7. You know what's funny about Rebecca here is she's on her, I don't know, her newfound glory of working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 freaking months straight or some shit. And she says, yeah, I'm going to be MIA for the next 2 months. I'm not going to make any videos. I'm posting any videos. And she's been the most active she's ever been. So I don't know what's going on there. She must miss us. William, let's see here. Will you still do these live streams? Well, you still do these after your live. No, probably not. At least while I'm hiking the AT. But maybe when I get back from AT, depending on where I'm at, if I'm not over in some country where it's 4 a.m. at this time, then yeah, I'll do them. But when I'm hiking the AT, yeah, I'm not. I'll pass the torch on to Gerry if he wants to do them or something.
Yeah. So here's the question: what would you guys like to see when Dave goes hikes the AT? Sorry, AT. IT.
Not the idiot trail, Gerry.
What do you guys want to see? Do you want us to see my ugly mug up here talking about options? And
Yes.
Oh, we need CW in there too.
Oh yeah, maybe not. I don't know. But that's a question for you guys. Leave them down below.
Still got a while. Still got 6 months or so. Maybe Thumper will want to come out of his hibernation or something. Who knows? So yeah, I have no problem when I get back if I'm in an RV traveling across the U.S. I have no problem doing them, but assuming I have good. The hell's she talking about? Assuming I have good Wi-Fi, but yeah, we still have a little while though. So
we need that Starlink to come out.
Starlink is out. It's just not around all of the longitude and latitudes.
Oh, this is a good test. I got my Ethernet cable. It's crudely here because I'm going to move stuff around. So we'll see if I have any buffering problems like I had before.
Last week was probably the worst. I don't think you've never had that issue before.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you get Jonathan off those porn sites. Let's see here. Rebecca, Quest of Fire. Yes, live stream. Well, no, I'm not hiking the 8. It's already going to be hard enough as it is putting the video out every single day while I'm hiking the AT. So that should be interesting. If you don't know, I do run another channel, Hidden Off Grid, Hidden Space, Off Space Grid or Dash Grid, which I will be documenting my post-fire journey and all that stuff as well, non-finance related, along with documenting my AT hike. So if you're interested, somebody put the link down. Put the link over there in the chat that has the moderator status here. Hey everybody, what's going on? CFMW. What's going on, Dan? Long time no see, buddy.
Danny
boy. Danny he's MIA during all of summer, and during the winter months, he's active.
He's all over the place, yeah.
He's not riding those bikes, numbing his nutsack. Let's see here. John Arnold. What's going on, John?
John? I thought I was weird, like riding a bike, and that happens. Like that's a thing, right?
Yeah,
because I was like, I'd ride my bike, and then I'd be like, ooh, that's weird.
It is. It's like you've been sitting on the pot for a long time where your legs fall asleep. Well, your whole nutsack and the whole region just kind of like falls asleep.
It does.
Bike seats aren't made for men. They need a hole in the middle. Freedom Seeker. Long time no see, man. Long time no see. Welcome. Gerry. What's going on, Gerry? James. Got good old faithful James here. Guys and gals. You can't say that anymore, James.
We might get another thumbs down.
Yeah, I can't say it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen. What's funny is, what did they say? They said something. British Airways said they're not going to say ladies and gentlemen anymore. But in their like their headline or tagline that they said like salesmen or something like that or whatever. So they literally broke the rule with they saying they're not going to do right there. It was kind of funny. Idiots. Well, there's all good. What's going on? All good.
There's another one.
Boys? Yeah, can't say that either. Let's see here. What's going on? Mark Ryan, Ball Buster. Wanted to say thanks. After listening for a few weeks, I finally made my first option trade. I think I saw him post on your channel about that. Nice. So he did Palantir. Well, the only stock that we're talking about that ever goes to zero or going to zero.
No, actually Palantir's all right. Wish, that one's going to zero.
No, yeah, Palantir is probably an okay one to do options on. I don't really like it personally, but I can think of a lot worse stocks to be doing options on. You know what I mean? At least it's not a SPAC. It was a real company. It's been out for a long time. It is relatively new on the market, but it's solid, right? As much ball busting as I do on it. Wish? No. Definitely not. So yeah, I'm glad. Would he sell a put? Did he go in details on your channel about it?
Yeah, we didn't. I think he did, but I forget. Put it in there, Mark. So let's see what we did.
Yeah, let's see what we did. We'll critique it. Folex.
Folks.
What are we talking about here? Fake Rolexes or something, or what? Gerry, I had to look at Deliverance the other day. That's your prairie mouth. He got like 2 teeth missing. A prairie mouth.
You sure got a purr to mouth.
Yeah, I watched it last. Well, I didn't watch the movie, but I watched that section last night.
What do they say? Squeal like a pig.
Yeah. That's what we do with him. Chucky Chill. What's going on, Chucky? Got James, David, Gerry, and the rest of us making some. Is that money?
It's money coming out of our eyes and mouth.
Money, money, money. This is definitely I don't know. I've been debating making a video talking about options, but it's not going to be options. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be, I don't even know if I want to put in the title, honestly, because options, people just tune out. They hate those videos. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And I think they're just afraid of something new, right? We're all afraid of new shit. We don't want to learn something new unless it's on our own accord, Like warrants. I don't know anything about warrants, So it's like when I hear warrants, I'm like, fuck you, get the hell out of here. I don't care, But that's stupid, I mean, you should learn about something new if I have time or whatever. But it's the same thing with options. People are they tune out. And not only that, Gerry, they hear through the grapevine from other channels and stuff that options are risky. And then people lost a lot of money. And I mean, thanks a lot, Thumper, for confirming that.
No,
if you do dumb stuff,
yeah,
somewhat like Thumper did, Cloud Ninja did, you're going to get burned sooner or later.
We're all going to do dumb stuff. I did dumb stuff. I mean, I had a great month of December. That was before I actually knew what the hell I was doing, and it felt good, right? I was like, oh, I just put on option contracts. I didn't care. I just threw them out there. There's premium, sell it. And then, I made a bunch of money in December, right? And then January,
end of January,
that didn't work anymore. And the market,
it was the first pullback just destroyed them. And it took you a while to recover from that. I didn't, that was back when I was Dave safe. I was doing 5% probably of the money, so I wasn't affected as much. But I also had learned lessons. I've been doing options for a long time, so I've picked up a lot of lessons that they haven't been through. But a lot of it, honestly, is being humble too. You start learning a little bit more psyche and stuff.
That's like I said before, right? I think everybody needs to get their ass handed to them, right?
For sure.
And that January, because I didn't have a plan, I didn't have a strategy, I didn't have any guidelines, I didn't really understand what I was doing, right? So it really forced me to go, okay, because that's why I don't really count December and January. I really count from February on, because that's when I really actually I nailed down and I made a decision. Okay, I'm going to learn this. I got to figure out what my lane is, and that's when I really got serious. And it's turned out very well. I'm not going to say I'm,
we still get tempted by the temptations. We still fall for it every once in a while.
Absolutely. I still fall for it once in a while. And usually 9 times out of 10, when something goes wrong, it's those things.
Yeah. Well, we may still fall for those temptations every once in a while, or succumb to those, I guess, but we're not, balls to the wall deep in them. Okay. So we might get our ass handed to us. in a smaller way, right? Like my Baba Leaps are a good example. I got 3 of those on. It kept dropping. I bought another one. It dropped. I bought another one, right? And I'm like, okay, there's got to be a limit to me how much I'm going to add to this, And it'll probably work out in my favor, but it could go to zero, and I'll lose all $8,000, which is I'm okay with because that's the $2,000 or $8,000 loss over 2 years, But Thumper, go take a look at Thumper's video because he was doing stuff that could have made him real rich in a hurry, but it also hurts you in a hurry, So do you want to be playing that type of stuff? You shouldn't go too heavy in one stock, shouldn't go too heavy in one sector, shouldn't go too heavy in one geographical location, i.e. Chickadee, China.
Yeah, and you shouldn't really go balls to the wall if you don't really understand what's going on. And that's really that's what happened to me in January. I just went balls to the wall, was selling naked calls and this and that. And I had a little $25,000 account, right? And I'm
back when you played AMC.
Yeah, I got $100,000 worth of stuff sitting out there. Right? It's like, what am I doing, right? And so that one, I think it was Wayfair, took off on me on a naked call and took all my December gains. And I was like, okay, why did this happen, right? So that's what I'm saying. You get your ass handed to you, then you got to figure out, okay, why did this happen? It forces you to learn, and
while you're learning, you can still make money. Just don't go with a bunch of contracts, and be careful what companies you're getting into. Stay away from the Maras, the freaking riots, the stupid crap that we've been talking about on here for months. Don't be getting into that crap. Start out with shit you don't mind owning, right? And Gerry and I are not very advanced. Like, we're pretty much just doing puts and calls. That's it. Strategy-wise, it's strangles. It might be, strangles, calls and puts. That's about it, honestly. Maybe some spreads here and there, but
I was going to touch on something else there too. Is a lot of times when people get into options, especially new people, they hear I hear this a lot. Look for high IV stocks.
Yeah,
and I don't agree with that at all.
No.
I think as a beginner, you look for low IV stocks, and you get used to the way things move, the way things
not low, just normal.
Just normal. I mean, yeah. No, I mean,
not the Coca-Colas.
Don't start with Coca-Cola.
You could.
But I'm just saying, don't look at an IV rank and go, okay, that's the one that I should be playing as my first option play, right?
Yeah, because it's going to get you all the stuff like Riot, NIO. It's going to get you in all the junk. Might throw a Tesla out there.
Yeah.
But yeah. I have it on my. I keep trying. I just never have the time. God. Yeah, I just never have the time. I've been wanting to look up back ratios for a while now, but I just keep forgetting. I still try to add to my arsenal, because this is a thing that could take you a long time to learn, like everything. There's a strategy for everything, not just puts and calls. You can get away with just puts and calls, strangles maybe, maybe credit spreads, iron condors. You can get away with just those, but if you want to learn how to repair stuff and, how to stop the bleeding but not take your position off and stuff. I mean, you need to learn, you don't need to learn it, but it's nice to learn some new strategies, right, to fix that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So Rebecca, she hasn't talked about hers in a while, so we'll see how her, we got to get an update from her and how her TQQQs are doing. What's going on, a Grateful Man? Grats, rest in peace, Thumper. He's still up for the year. I don't know how much he's up for the year, but
yeah, I'm sure he's up.
Yeah, he's making what, like 30? Well, that was Randy. He was making 30 grand a month.
Yeah.
So, Marcus Scraper, what's going on, buddy? Time to sell more puts this week. Why this week? Market's basically flat. Why this week?
Why not?
I mean, well, why this week compared to opposed to every week? I've been, I put new puts on every week, but yeah. I was going to comment on, because I think last week I said I hope this bill doesn't pass. Well, I'm okay a little bit maybe with an infrastructure bill. Although I prefer no spending at all, but if they're going to pass something, do the stupid infrastructure bill. Now the other bill can go out the window. You know, the social program can go out the window.
The social infrastructure.
No, they're two separate bills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's one that's called social infrastructure and one that's traditional infrastructure.
Yes, the traditional. If we're going to pass anything, and we have roads and bridges, as much as I hate the government and spending all that, if we're going to pass anything, pass that. You know, dumb it down if you can. Get rid of all the pork out of it. And then the other one, freaking, don't ever pass it. So there we go. I had to get that out because I wanted to clarify last week when I said, basically, I just called it, I don't know what I called it. I called it something, infrastructure bill, but okay. Am I late? No, he's always saying that. Yeah, you're late to the party. You're 6 minutes late.
You're supposed to bring the pizza, man.
Let's see here. I don't know what that is. This is the cry thing. What's going on, Gino? Gino. Let's see here. Rebecca. What's going on, Rebecca? She's getting ready to retire, folks. Mark. Is that Sweetster?
Sweetser.
Sweetser. Yeah. Dividends are the only thing keeping my M1 green. The dividend stocks are the actual dividends coming in. I was just gonna say, I'm like, how does the options affect that? I'm like, there's no M1 options. I'm like, what? So yeah, dividends. M1's kind of interesting. So if dividends come in, does that if it offsets the losses in that account? It must.
Well, I got my dividends sitting in cash in M1 because I think they got a trigger to $20 or something like that now.
I thought it was 10.
Maybe it's 10.
Doesn't James have a guide he uses for number of contracts, thinking about the extra money that Gerry is putting into his portfolio? $100 and above one contract. 80 to yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of James talk about anything like that before.
But I may look at something like that.
Well, I mean, first you need to put on a QQQ.
Yeah, honestly, though, I'd probably actually flip that.
Put a SPY on too.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
You could just go with some more indexes.
That's the thing. I got to come up with something that's. I'm going to lower my return, but at least it'll be money.
You're going to make more, but your return will go down.
Right.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Hey, I did what? How was the market in September? What did the market do?
Honestly, that return number is just a bragging number. That's all that is. All that matters is the money that you realize. That's what matters.
Exactly.
I would, I don't know. I think this is just going to get worse, Gerry, the bigger your account gets.
Yeah, it's an issue. I didn't think I'd get to this point, but we're here. So let's deal with it.
Yeah. Wait till you turn on PM, Gerry. Spartans, go green. Bama. Wait, you ain't, you're in Florida. You ain't near Bama. You ain't near Alabama, Tuscaloosa. Yeah, you should be rooting for somebody. You should be rooting for the Gators or something. You got this. Gerry, do you know what LFG means?
LFG.
Yeah. Somebody put it in one of my comments. I had to look it up because I'm so fucking old.
No, what is it?
Let's fucking go.
Never heard of that one.
Freaking old, Gerry.
I guess so.
Wonder who knew that in the chat here. Sabian. No, it's not Sabian. Sabian's a you know what a Sabian is, Gerry?
Is it a sword?
No. It's a vibrator for women. So it's like a horse saddle. Anyways, I thought that's what that was. I guess not. Look it up. It's funny. It's like they had it out on like Venice Beach one day, and they had like they brought these girls to it. Hey, let's sit down on this thing, and they have clothes on and stuff. But it's just funny. Let's see. Get to start with us. He's a punk. Got to start with us. I don't know who Saban.
He's
Is that a
talking.
court?
They're talking college football.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's Nick Saban, I believe.
Lord Slade, hello guys. What's going on, Lord Slade? Let's see. Hush your mouth, Dave. It's slow at work right now. Yeah. So maybe she's working so much now that she gets bored at work because she doesn't actually have to do anything at work. So she's starting to be more active, like watching videos and commenting and all that stuff. Versus before, when she's at home, she's under the influence and she's doing her own thing, mowing the lawn and whatever, and that she's
spreading rocks and all that.
Exactly. So she's actually at work since she doesn't actually have to work. So she's more active. I think that's what it is.
She's got a great job.
She does. Half the time on Thursday night, she's just sitting there eating. What's going on, Gary? Let's see. Good evening. Let's talk about next week.
Let's
talk about next week. Let's know what you want to talk about next week. I think he's getting his ass down here. Am I kind of punk? Lots of bling. Bling, bling, Gerry. Bling, bling. Rather see bikini babes. I don't know what's the response to. Wet t-shirt contest. What else? Bikini babes. Oh, is he talking about like, I don't know, cheerleaders or something?
Oh, wait, maybe he's talking about what would you like to see when you go on the AT? Would you rather see me? Would you rather see bikini babes? I agree. You
can offer up Carrie. Yeah. Rebecca, let's see, continue live stream. Yeah. They're just gonna boot me out. I guess I'm gonna boot myself out.
I don't know. I'd rather continue it on Dave's channel because Dave loses the subscribers. I gain the subscribers.
That's
so if I do it on my channel, I'll lose subscribers.
That is true. That is true. Last week's video was 3. It's 3. It's -3. So that's offset with the gains that I had on the video too. So it could have been like -5 or something. It's crazy how people really just like if you disagree with somebody, it's like I'm up. It's like, I mean, come on, nobody's gonna agree with us 100% of the time. It's just I really respect the people that can hang around and put up with the dumb stuff we say. Don't take it too seriously. We're not the end all be all gods of options by any means, but we just try to put out a show that's fun. And, we try to learn people some stuff, but, Gerry's doing most of the.
Gotta be a little entertaining, a little controversial.
Yeah, Gerry's very controversial. But it's on my channel, so I get to see all the unsubs. Let's see. What will the world be like in 6 months? I'll tell you what. I've never seen it go this haywire this quick. Every single year and every single election gets more dirty, I'd say. But it's really going downhill in a quick, spiral. Maybe I'm just old and, maybe I'm just old, Gerry. Maybe I just need to change with the times.
I was thinking that. I was actually, that's funny that you say that because I was thinking that too. And I was like, I was thinking that this week. I was like, we're old, right? So the older we get, the actual less relevant we become, right? So it's like we don't really matter. Our opinions don't matter anymore. Our outlook on things don't matter anymore. It's the next generation that really has to come up and deal with that, right? Like when we talk about electric vehicles and automated driving, right? I don't want to go into that. but the
You're
generation
forced
might,
to.
the other generation is gonna probably embrace that and think it's cool, and we're gonna think, oh, this is crap. You know what I mean?
I think there's good out of both parties, right? There's good out of both parties, but I'm also thinking on the left side, there's too much progressiveness going on over there. Like they're trying to advance. They call it advance the country, and they're trying to change so much stuff all at the same time. Everything's racist now, right? You can't say anything. Everything you say is racist, and that really just takes away from true racism. But I remember growing up, and you probably even remember this. Remember Pledge of Allegiance?
Oh yeah.
And I want to know what people's thoughts on the Pledge of Allegiance. Do you actually think that's like an indoctrination if you actually, recite that? Be interesting to see what people say. So yeah, they got rid of it because of the word God in there apparently, which I suppose that if you're reciting and you don't believe in God, then just don't say the word, So I don't know, whatever. But that's just the way things are going, and it's getting worse. It's like everything, Jerry. You can't even say "ladies and gentlemen" anymore.
It's getting
You know
bad.
what I mean?
It's getting bad, and God dang it, Dave! I was thinking about this today,
Can you
and I was like,
can you say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir anymore?
I'm going to, whether they like it or not. Damn it, Dave! You're gonna make me go there.
It's on my channel, Jerry.
I was watching football today, and I don't like watching TV anymore. I don't, and NFL I'll still watch once in a while. And they got their sayings on the back of their helmet, right? Make change, or
BLM.
Black Lives Matter, or something like that. And I'm thinking back, right? There was a time where you couldn't put anything on your clothing in the NFL. Like someone got in trouble because someone put like "praise God" or something on their shoe, right? So they made them take it off, right? But now you can have this kind of stuff on there. This is acceptable. Why wasn't that?
Well, because if you try to say anything against it, you're racist.
That's what I'm saying. But who's the real racist here? Because if someone put on their helmet, a white NFL player put on their helmet, "White Lives Matter," what do you think would happen?
Oh gosh, yeah.
So then who's the racist?
It's a double standard for sure. I think, like I said, both parties, there's some good shit out of there, but you can't go with this much change. You can't propel the country, is what they like to call it. I don't think it's pushing the country forward. Although for the people that, for the gays that getting the rights and stuff, I get it, right? The women burning their bras back in the 60s and stuff. There is some good stuff that comes out of that, right? Now, granted, the government got double the workforce for half the wage, right? Because the women went to work. More taxes, but it takes it 2 living wages now to actually survive,
Yeah,
so
it didn't work out.
Who really won there?
Yeah, it didn't work out the way they thought.
No, it didn't. And that's the thing. What my biggest concern is about this really, and call me a bigot if you want. I mean, I hope not, but I just think that the American values are just going away. That's all. I just feel like they're just really gone.
I don't think they're going away. I think they're gone.
Yeah.
Unless you go. That's why I told you I'm looking to go to some. When I go to look to where I'm going to move next, right? I actually look at population size, and I think I look at like, is it under 10,000? That's where I want to be. Under 5,000. 3,000. Oh, this town.
You got to look at when that last census was taken too, Jerry.
Yeah, that's true. I'm like, oh, this town only has 1,000 people, right? And those kind of areas will probably still have that old American value.
Oh, that still exists. I went to Gatlinburg and different parts of Cherokee, and I think Cherokee is actually in Georgia. I think Gatlinburg's in Tennessee, and it's old school there. Like it's definitely there's that old value is still there. Now it might be too old school for some people, right? So I guess my thing is I'm just I don't even recognize the country anymore, really. When I, was in the military, and a lot of the things in the military, they don't change stuff like that. Like the whole UCMJ, like that stuff stays. It's like been the same for years, never going to change. They're not going to get rid of yes, sir, no, sir. None of that shit's going to go away in the military. I would not think they're going to change that, just so whatever. I don't think I'm a bigot because I'm old school, but I can understand why some old people that just, don't recognize some of this newer stuff called bigots, right? It's just, I don't know what it is.
I'm just thinking. I was just thinking, like, it's just the new world, right? It's one that I mean, did
But
our parents?
what is it? How does it help? I guess is my question.
It probably doesn't help. But what I'm saying is, our parents, right? Did they feel the same way that we feel now at their age, at our age?
None of this stuff existed.
Exactly. But there's still a shift every generation. There's still new shit every time.
I've never seen it. I mean, I've been on the earth for a little bit less and longer than you have. So, I mean, I honestly haven't seen a big shift since, 2010 and beyond, really. Name something that happened in the 90s.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, our grandparents lived through the 60s, right? Or great-grandparents lived through the Great Depression.
True.
That's what I'm saying. There's a societal, those things were societal shifts, right? So I don't know.
We beat this dead horse, I'm sure.
Getting old.
Yeah, I don't want to become one of those people that's old. Saying, I don't want to be like that type of person. But at the same time, I don't really understand what the purpose is of not saying ladies and gentlemen anymore. Yes, sir, no, sir. I really just don't understand how that can be offensive to people. I just don't. You know what I mean?
Well, because if they're not a sir.
So be it. If you look like a sir, you're a sir. There's only two genders, Gerry. I'm sorry.
I agree with you, but that's
science.
Yeah.
The left believes in science. They believe in science. If you believe in science, there's only two genders.
Oh, they're science deniers. We know it.
Well, it's probably done enough damage.
Yeah, you're probably going to lose about 10 subs on this one.
Probably. Let's get back on track here. I don't know what he's saying. Round 4. Yeah, we could leverage some of these older folks in here, see what they feel about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other channel there. Trying to grow it up before I go because it gives me more incentive to post a video every single day on the AT because it's not going to be something I'm going to want to do. Well, I take it back. I can film, but yeah, putting a video out every day is a lot of work, especially if you have to edit on a phone, Rebecca. Gerry and Thumper for Sundays. Yeah, just shoot me to you can put it on Thumper's channel. Wish going to the moon. Just ask Matt Money. Wish going to the moon. I don't know if does he even still own it?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I own 100 shares.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't touch it. $200 oil. Yeah. Well, what's the max oil got you? Like 140 in like 2011 or something?
It's ran up so much I haven't put on an XOP.
I got Fang on. $200 oil. I definitely see it happen because of all, you got the oil pipeline that burst. You got, XL pipeline that got shut down. I mean, we're not doing any oil exploration in this country. No more oil drilling. We'll just rely on OPEC and other countries that hate us.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Very good plan. Yeah, I was looking at RVs today. It was like, yeah, I drove was it 18,000 miles last year in my RV. Cost me $9,800 in gas. I'm like, okay. I looked at the year. It was like 2019, back when oil was cheap. Oh man, 5.4 miles a gallon he got in that RV, Gerry.
Jeez.
Imagine that, $4 a gallon now. That's like a $12,000 bill. I sold 2 puts at 21 strike, 42 cents, November 5th.
Not bad. Not bad. That's
2 puts,
Palantir.
21 strike. 21 strike, yeah. What's that thing at?
That's
20, 23.
20 would have been nicer, but 21 is good.
Probably wouldn't have got anything for that.
Right. And it's before earnings, so I think he's fine.
I think he did a good job.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be one I would do, but I'm not going to fault you for doing that one.
Nope.
November 5th, yeah, he's right out there at the 45-day mark. So yeah, more power to you, Mark. He's gonna get hooked, Jerry.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's working out great, and I've actually switched up the strategy just a little bit. I'll probably make a video on it. Those covered calls against the Qs works out. It's been working out great. I only got one contract right now. Somebody did suggest that I do QQQM, which I honestly don't think will work out, even though it's a less price. I can get more. It's thinly traded, but it's a lower price option. So to me, it's just a wash. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
the premiums probably aren't on par.
Exactly.
They won't move as fast. So,
but the cover calls are working out great. And just to kind of give a little bit of, I don't know, secretism out, I guess. I don't know what the word is. I was going to do all SPYs in the other account, but I might dial it back to 7 SPY, so 700 shares of SPY and like 300 shares of IWM in that account.
I like the IWM.
Yeah, so instead of, because I could do 8 contracts of SPY and that's just it, or I can do 7 plus 3, you know what I mean? And be better off. Still, and then I'm covered in the Russell 2000, right? I like the strategy.
I like it.
Making minor little changes to the strategy.
I like it.
Warrants are easy. They're easy when you know about them.
Yeah.
And how they work. Like trying to talk to somebody about options. Just eyes glaze over. I don't know anything about options, or about warrants at all. And when I was doing my research for JEPI this weekend, for this video I put out this weekend, I was trying to learn about ELNs as well. And they're so elusive that you really can't learn about them, because the structured product could be different for everyone.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like it's packaged together and bought as a single thing, right? So even though within that, it's like they're buying an ETF almost.
Kind of, yeah. It could be a bond mixed with a call. It could be a bunch of different things there. And they're not on the secondary market, so you can't do anything with them anyway, and they're not registered to the SEC where they have to make it known what they're doing either, from what I understand. So they are where they are. So as much as I wanted to learn about them, and I couldn't. The warrants are somewhat easier to understand, but I just never looked because I never had to. There's nothing I trade that, I don't mess with SPACs, so it's just not something I ever had to do. The talk on options is 5-to-1 buying to selling. Selling is much safer, of course. Yeah, absolutely. I would almost tell almost everybody never buy options in general, but there's some cases where buying a leap here and there is okay, I think, but definitely
or buying protection if you're doing a spread.
True. Yeah. Or a caller. Stock recommendations.
IWM.
Stock recommendations. Well, I don't think he's talking about options, though. He left a comment talking about the same thing, I think, and he's not probably talking about options. Gerry, just going to go with IWM. You just love IWM.
You want to be a contrarian, Baba.
Yeah, I'd definitely size appropriately though,
because I think be another contrarian and try to catch a falling knife. Bristol Myers.
Oh yeah, I did want to talk about Bristol Myers this week. A lot of people bring that one up and stuff, and to me, it just looked like it dropped through support too, and just I'm a person that I have a history, a track record of catching falling knives and getting sliced up. So I saw that drop through, and and I looked at it. You got to understand why it dropped too, right? Ow. It just banged my desk. It
Yeah,
dropped.
you got to look at the especially with a stock like that. You got to look at the trials and stuff like that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's the reason why it dropped. So what if that drug never gets approved or it just gets shit canned and gets shelved, right? If the company was at it was at $120 because they expected this, trial to go well and all that, it's going to get priced back to where it was, you know? So I wouldn't touch it with Gerry's money. That's just me. I'm not touching it. I think he's talking about probably dividend stock recommendations, Gerry, which is like saying, pick an ice cream flavor.
I don't know. I give you some sectors to look at. I'd look at the food sector at the moment, possibly consumer staples, maybe.
Food sector.
Even if I'm just talking. If you're looking for dividends,
Food industry.
yeah, food industry.
So like ADM, Cisco, what?
ADM, Cisco, Kellogg, Tyson, Big Chicken,
Kroger, does that count?
Kroger. Yeah, Kroger's coming back. It's coming back. Also, look probably in the utility sector. Utilities have taken a dump here in the past month or so. So there've been some buys out there. Maybe like ED. I was trying to buy some leaps out to 2024 and do some PMCCs on ED.
I think even NEE is down too.
Yeah, utility sector's been hammered a little bit. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for dividends,
Nucor. I think James put a Nucor on. He's like, what? I don't know what he's at, 65, 70. He's probably way up at 80 or something, knowing James. He's not Dave safe. Yeah, I don't have any recommendations really for dividend stocks. I got my dividend portfolio. I don't really plan on adding any stocks to it unless we have some major pullback or something. Maybe I'd add a position here or there, but yeah, no, it's a tough one. Food stocks. Huh? Let's look at ADM real quick. It's kind of tough right now. It depends on your time frame too, time horizon.
oh, dang, ADM's recovered a little bit. I mean, it was under 60 for a while there.
Even freaking Cisco has too. KO. I mean, I personally like Pepsi better, but yeah, Pepsi's still stronger. It's funny how Pepsi is like took over the torch, and Coca-Cola is like falling out of being like, I mean, it's still a king, but it's kind of fallen out of favor,
I'd keep an eye on Intel.
Intel, they should have earnings coming up probably here.
Yeah,
Pat
21st.
21st. Still cheap. Still cheap. You got to give Intel some time. Give them 10 years. Pat Gelsinger is like this. The Titanic's been sitting on the bottom of the ocean for decades. Decades. I don't know. When did that go? In the 1900s that went down?
Something like
he's going to raise the Titanic. That's what he's going to do. So just give him some time. There's going to be some consolidation in that sector or that industry. It's not a sector. In that industry, there's going to be some consolidation, and Intel is going to be the consolidator. I just really believe that. This guy is no joke. So you want to get in, but the thing is, just like Tesla, you could be waiting around for 10 years for it to move, But just give it some time. Give it some time. They will.
I'd say if Intel drops on earnings, I'd start a position.
It's still.
I probably won't. I'd probably sell options, but
at this price, it's still a good time to even get into some puts.
It's still a good time now, but I mean, if it drops on the 21st, yeah.
I might. Yeah, I have to. I might even buy some leaps on it.
Exactly. That's how I would play it.
I'd probably buy one leap and maybe get into puts too on it. I don't know. We'll see. You guys' thoughts about trading Bitcoin?
Nah.
I just don't touch it. I really don't. It's too speculative for me. It's
That
not.
could go to zero.
I did play it earlier this year, off and on, made a couple $1,000s or something like that. I think it's just not something I really care about. Maybe I get interested. Got down to 35,000 again. Maybe I'll buy something, but not a 55. To me, it's like I feel like I'm a cosigner at this point. If I got into it, I'm a cosigner. That's all I am. I don't want to be a cosigner. So yeah, 55 people saying it's going to 1.4. I don't know. Trying to think of what else. What else? I mean, there's no other thing to really compare it to, I guess. Number one, I don't really see any big governments ever adopting it. There's no way that our government's going to ever let that thing become big. That's like, why am I out of focus? I just never, like, our government's never, they're going to, squat on it before. Like, you think that they're going to let you take away the biggest wealth stealing mechanism known to mankind? No way. No freaking way. I still like the premise behind it, though. I like the fact that it's not tied to the government, that, like, you can get away with this and get away with that, but it's being more regulated. So it kind of loses its luster, in my opinion, because of that, right? You guys thought about trading Bitcoin? No, I haven't. James was, though. I don't know. I don't think he is anymore, though. So, yeah, I don't know, Gerry. Late to the party. What's going on, Mikaroo?
Mikaroo, I got a question. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
You can't ask a Hawaiian that, Gerry. They're always going to say yes. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. The only thing that belongs on pizza is every meat known to mankind.
I love me a Hawaiian pizza.
I'll take Hawaiian without the without the pineapple. I like pineapple. It just doesn't belong on a pizza. My opinion. It's funny. She's gonna say yes. You know what belongs in there? Pork. That's what belongs in there. Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Actually, technically, it is in a way. The price action is a Ponzi scheme because that's what causes it to go up. More people buying it, right? It's almost like gold prices in a way, right? It's kind of the same thing. It's perceived value, right? Honestly, when we were, go back to this, whatever, since the beginning of the time, right? And some caveman found some shiny freaking rock, said, "Hey, look at it, you know what? This is worth 2 pesos." It's the same thing like when money first started. If you ever go to DC and you go to the museums and you look at like the evolution of money started out with rocks. It's stuff written on rocks and stuff, like this is worth money. This rock is worth $5 now. That's how IOUs. Yeah, IOUs. But it's the same thing. That's why Warren Buffett hates gold and silver, because it has no real value. Diamond rings that you go buy your wives and stuff, I mean, geez, I'd say the platinum's worth more than the stupid diamond is, because the diamond, honestly, is worth nothing. It's worth nothing, really. Grinding Retire. What's going on, Grinding Retire? Pelt work. Haven't seen you in a long time, buddy.
Yeah, it has been a long time.
Yeah, my first options play were Palantir pelt work. Yeah, what's going on? What you been up to? He's a Canadian, right? Or is you up near the border?
One of the two.
Yeah, one of the two. What's the difference?
Yeah.
The people up in like Boston, don't they kind of talk like Canadians anyway?
No, that's more like Minnesota.
Nah. Wisconsin.
Boston don't speak like Canadian.
I thought parts of them do. Like Toronto, like near Toronto and all that area. Yeah, pretty sure.
Go get the car.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe not. Great idea teaching people about options. Um, yeah, go into the Discord. It's down in the description, and you can talk in there, learn stuff in there, and join the Thursday night chats and all that stuff in there. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. Let's see here. I closed my back ratio on Baba on Friday for a $246 gain. I've been needing to learn about back ratios, but I don't know if I have the brain capacity. There's so much crap going on right now, but we'll see. I'll have to watch a video on it. I know a Grateful Man he's got some strategies down in his head, and I just haven't learned them yet. Earlier time using stock market income. Call it. I don't know what he's talking about. All this talk about going balls to the wall, and now I have the ultrasound ordered. Have an ultrasound ordered. Give you one guess what it is.
Someone's got some numb ones.
Never heard anybody complaining about looking at freaking the opposite sex's private parts before. Jeez, come on. I would love to look at that every day, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm sure, you know, it could get kind of disgusting too. Let's see here. I haven't put anything new on lately, just sleep/work. Yeah, it's true. She is kind of probably sleeping during market hours, probably. So all you got to do, Rebecca, is when you come home, you know, the market opens, you put something on, then you go to bed. That's all you got to do. Balls to the wall. Yeah. My TQQ put is a 50 strike out of the money. I don't know how far out she is though. Yeah, I put a TQQ on? Honestly, I normally reserve TQQQ for myself on big down days. I kind of reserve it for days like that. And then the next day it recovers, or that week it recovers, and then I just get rid of it. That's how I've been playing TQQQ. I haven't normally been putting stuff out there as just, you know, theta bacon on me. I've been playing QQQ for that. So that's kind of how I've been playing TQQQ. And I do have one on, I think, right now. I have a 80 put. Jerry, what do you have on?
I got 250s out to January.
Oh, yeah, you went way out there. I'm at a 26 November. That's quite a ways out there, Jerry.
It's quite a ways out there, but you know, 50 strike, get a dollar something a piece for them, so
not bad.
30 days, I'll probably be able to cash it out for 40% or something.
So she's probably out there a ways too, then, to make any money out of the 50.
Probably.
Yeah. Are you guys selling your puts naked, or do you usually use spreads or cash? Yeah, naked.
Naked, baby.
Naked. Now, some of them are covered.
Yeah.
Some of them are covered, right?
Some of them would have to be covered. I mean, if everything went, you know,
yeah.
That's always a discussion. That's a weird
discussion. A portion of our portfolio in options is always covered, right? Because we don't, you know, it just depends on how much money you get put to, I guess, or, you know, whatever. You understand what we're saying there. But I don't do spreads. Very rarely do I do spreads. I had been doing them on Amazon for a while, but God, even it still takes up quite a bit of buying power.
I do a spread. I've been doing a spread the past couple months on TNA. Because it just takes a little bit too much margin maintenance for me.
Does it, Jerry?
Yeah.
I have a TNA on right now. Let's see. I got a 60 put on. Takes $1,000 in maintenance margin. That's nothing.
Not for me. 60 takes about
$1,000 is a lot for you?
Yeah, it takes.
Wow.
Well, that same one takes about $3,000 for me.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I do the 65.50, cut it in half.
Yeah, how much premium did I get for that? Let's see here. TNA, $114. Put one of them on.
Yeah, I got. What did I get? 222. I got a little over $2 for mine.
I still feel like TNA is. I don't like. I mean, like, I feel like I'm stomping on my IWM with it. You know.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I went TNA is because IWM kind of the margin requirements has gone up on IWM for some reason.
Let's see here. Yeah, so I try to make sure that I'm not in TNA, I'm in IWM, ARK-K. I really try to spread those things out a little bit, with a Tesla. And so I just try to spread them out a little bit so they're not, because honestly, like a lot of those things would get affected by, XYZ. Like Tesla goes down, they all might get affected.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Start with Ford as your first. You can't go wrong. Yeah, Ford's been on a run. Jeez.
It's been on a run. I told you guys 2 weeks ago. I was like, watch out for Ford, and I couldn't get in it.
Looks like
I tried to buy Leaps. I tried to put some shares.
Topped on Friday though. Has like a kind of a reversal candle in a way. I don't know. It should be interesting because it wasn't just Ford. GM went up the same day.
Yeah, if it comes back on earnings, I'd want to buy it. Honestly, everybody's underestimating Ford and their EV, but man,
I got to say this with Ford though. In my entire life that I've been balls deep. I've been balls deep in Ford. Had thousands of shares of Ford at one point, and that stock never gets above 17.
Mm-mm.
You got to think this company's got almost 4 billion with a B shares outstanding. That's a lot of shares. Like that company really, it doesn't go. It's never going to break above 20 probably. You know what I mean? You know what they need to do, Gerry? They need to reverse split.
Reverse split or start their dividend again. That might do it.
The dividend would help. But you're right, though. Ford's not going anywhere. As much as you got, people thinking that Tesla's going to take over, there's some people that just don't like Tesla. They're, the F-150 crowd. You're not going to go buy a freaking Cybertruck.
That F-150 Lightning, the new Maverick hybrid, they're gonna kill it.
You know what though? The Maverick hybrid, the hybrid is all the options I want on that truck or SUV or whatever you want to call it.
You need
are not the hybrid.
Yeah, you need to get the EcoBoost.
I want the towing package. I want all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Well, guess what? You can't get that.
This is the first year. Give it some time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Ford's not going away. I would actually think they're going to start killing it at some point. But I don't see the stock going above 20. I just don't. Yeah. I hope it does. But the stock it's like AT&T. It's range bound, Stock. Pelt work. Let's see here. Dave, you're too young to retire. What you talking about, Willis?
Never too young to retire.
I've never heard of anybody that retired early regret it. I've heard people say that they wish they retired earlier.
Man, I wish I could have went back to work.
You can always go back to work, but you can't get that time back. Think about it. Most people don't retire until they're 65, 70, 65, 67, somewhere around there. It gives you what? A good 10 years before you're starting to deteriorate and you're like probably not going to want to deal with planes and all that shit anymore.
That's the way I see it is we're if you look at a bell curve, you look at a bell, right? We're definitely on the ridge, right?
Speak for yourself, Gerry.
We're no longer on the upswing, right? We're like up here going like we're headed for the fall, right? So yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I don't know about that, pal work. Life is too short. Like there is things that I want, like for my property and stuff. And I had thought about it, like if I just work an extra year or two, because I can always go back to work, get back from AT. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I'm going to see. Most likely I'm not going to want to work after I get back from AT. It's like, who's going to want to sit down at a desk for 8 hours when you've been, on a trail for 10 hours a day, moving and stuff, like I don't know. I don't see it happening. But, also, how much money is enough money? How much money do you need? Doesn't mean I can't increase my, portfolio value just because I've stopped working. 20. What's that? 20.
Not sure.
Warrants, or I don't know. That said that Mark Sweetster. 20. Yeah, that's what age we should all retire. Square has been a great option stock, but the recent drop has made it tough. I would say that Square and PayPal are good stocks for options, but they also are very volatile because of Bitcoin, probably too. So I don't like the aspect of Square and PayPal because of the Bitcoin exposure. So that kind of scared me. So I haven't been trading them, but they do. I mean, you can get pretty good premiums out of those, but they also are very volatile as well.
Yeah, I'd want to be at the 200.
What, on Square?
At least the 200 or below.
Yeah, 200 below. Definitely. Let's take a look at PayPal. Actually, like PayPal better, but 230 or below. Yeah, I like I said, Gary, I think it's a great stock for options too, but it's probably not for everybody because it's definitely those are the ones that when we did have a pullback, I had to take a loss on. I don't want to take the stock, but because they will move. Let's F and go. There you go. He knew what we're talking about. LFG, Gerry. LFG. Let's fucking go. It's like FTW for the win. I knew what that one was, but not LFG. Yeah. What's up, GW and Hidden? I'll send you guys on an IGDM. My cousin got me real good with a Photoshop. Yeah, DM us. Slide into our DMs. I don't know. Are we supposed to be saying that to a man?
I don't think so. Well, my wife will answer yours. So
slide into my DMs, Carrie.
She handles the GWIG account.
Oh man, I don't know, he might be trying to bust our balls. Let's see here. I bought 20 shares of Jeppy at 58.90. Spread the rest out through BMY and K. That's Cardinal. Is that Cardinal Health?
Cardinal Health, yeah.
Jeppy, you got a great price on Jeppy. That's below, I think, the current NAV.
Ooh, Cardinal Health been getting their butt whooped too. What the heck, man?
The question is why? Well, they had. Let's see. Cardinal Health. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly really don't know a lot about what Cardinal Health does. I know, aren't they they're an aristocrat, I think.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's been at a decline over the last, I had that big drop in August, which is probably, that was earnings. So August 5th. Let's see. Cardinal Health stock tumbles on pace. Cardinal Health stock tumbles to pace S&P 500 losers after big Q4 profit miss and downbeat outlook.
See a bunch of opioid lawsuits and stuff.
That's all temporary stuff, though. So are they? This is generics. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I know aren't the isn't part of the legislation making healthcare pills cheaper or something like that? I don't know if that.
Yeah, there you go. I think that might be it. That might be it.
Could be.
Government trying to take over the pill industry.
Let's see. 4% dividend now, Gerry.
Yeah.
I think it's a good company. I think it's decent. It's got a decent, it's probably good price pretty well. It's, it's good dividend. It's an aristocrat, but definitely wouldn't, I'd size appropriately as far as I think 46 is a good price for that thing. Somewhere around there, but just keep your allocation for the healthcare sector appropriate. So he picked up both BMY and CAH pretty low for those companies. Let me see. Let me go back to CAY or CAH. Is that the 52-week low? No, it's not a 52-week low.
Not yet.
BMY, I think, is though, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think that's a 52-week low? Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it was 52-week lows. So, all right, Tom Caffrey. Have we seen this one before, Gerry?
No, Tom Caffrey. I don't recall.
Be careful, guys. Too much logic will get you killed.
Yeah.
I like cunts like these. Yeah. Virtual signaling, Gerry.
Virtue signaling, or what do they call that crap now? Woke?
I'm woke. I'm just not the woke that people think I'm woke. Like, I'm woke about what the government's doing to us. I'm woke about them ripping me off, stealing my money and taxation and blah, blah, blah. That's the type of woke I'm talking about. Willis?
I woke up every day.
Yeah, woke. You two are not old. But the stock market is changing fast. Tough to keep up. By the way, I'm 68, retired, but still teach accounting and finance at a college. Yeah, you don't need to work though, Gerry. You didn't want to, I'm sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Retirement. To me, it's like
recreational employment.
Yeah, work optional. If you enjoy what you do, then why do it? So.
Yeah, especially if you like teaching those classes, then I could see myself like teaching a Linux class or something. I'm probably not the best teacher though, I can tell you that, but I would give it a go. I'm really not. I'm just like, why can't you understand this?
I said 2.
Yeah. Let's see. I would probably have everybody at root too. No pseudo. But the stock market is changing fast. Yeah, stock market is always changing. That's what people don't understand. Just when they think they got something figured out, like these SPACs, like, oh, yeah, SPAC's going to skyrocket as soon as they, take over or go public or whatever the hell they do. What's the SPAC guys, whatever. It's always changing. I've seen, when's the last time that sell in May and go away until after Labor Days worked? It's been a long time since that's worked. Like if you stayed out during the summers, you would have lost a lot of money. So it's always changing. Just when you think you got it licked, it's changing. Tom, it's not supposed to make sense, like firing nurses who refuse to take the vaccine, and then there will be a bigger nursing shortage. I just going to replace them with immigrants. What are you talking about? It's all covered. Which will make it dangerous for patients. I don't know. No logic there.
I see now hiring signs in front of hospitals and freaking nursing homes and
your state's passing some weird stuff.
This state is going nuts.
Like really some weird stuff lately.
My son may not be able to go to school next year.
Is Carrie gonna be able to go to work?
She might not be able to go to work.
Even if she gets tested every day.
I mean, I don't know if that's going to be the thing of you need to come with a test every week, but that's a pain in the ass.
Let me ask you this, Gerry. Do you think, this is me saying this, I haven't heard this anywhere. Do you think that they make those nasal swabs like hurt on purpose so people don't want to get them, they want to get the vaccination?
I don't know. I took one. It didn't hurt.
But you think some people like jamming that shit up?
Probably. Like, screw this, give me the shot. Probably, but
You never know. You never freaking know.
I had a test. It just tickled a little bit.
It's really dangerous in the hospitals right now because of the nurse staff ratios. That's a good question, or a good point. And they're going to blame it on the COVID people not getting shots.
You got doctors getting kicked out of hospitals.
There's some doctors that haven't got it either. Yeah,
and they're getting kicked out by the hospital.
Yeah, that you're right. That one from UCLA or whatever, or UCL, ULA, or I don't know what the hell it was.
I think it was UCLA.
Yeah. You want to know when it started? When that dumbass burned herself with coffee from it. I remember that.
That was a big deal.
It was. It was such a big deal that they copied it in freaking Seinfeld. Oh man, you're right. Is that back in the 90s? Oh man. Jeez.
Coffee's hot.
How do you get away from that? You probably got to put on the glass or the cup now. Coffee may be hot.
Oh, they do now. Yeah, that's what it says. Caution, contents hot.
Yeah. Like it's
like,
you know what? I'm going to sue a freaking popsicle maker because my tongue got stuck to it and I ripped off a part of my tongue.
I got brain freeze.
Yeah, exactly. Warning, contents may be cold. 2008.
we were talking about. I was talking about your last video, and I was talking about jumping off buildings and stuff like that. And you said I smoked, and I was like, "Yeah, I smoked. I smoked for like 30 years, but I got away with it. Because on the side of the pack, right, they have the Surgeon General's warning, right, and I would only buy the pack that said." Smoking by pregnant women may cause prenatal, blah, 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 birth defects, and blah, blah, blah. So I was covered because I'm not a pregnant woman. So I'm fine, right?
There's so much wrong with what you just said, Gerry. Number one, men can get pregnant too, Gerry. You can't be saying that, Gerry. It's birthing people. Get it right. 147. I knew I was close. I knew it was in the 140s. 2008. Yeah. Cash for clunkers, Gerry. Cash for clunkers. Yeah. You know what it's going to be in 10 years or something? Cash for gas cars.
I got $1,500 for a 79 Datsun 280ZX that was running on like 4 cylinders and was like glued together. It was worth maybe $100.
My mom had a Datsun 280Z. Yeah, I love Datsuns. Good old Datsun, Gerry. 2008. Well, it was 147. So it's gonna be cash for gasoline vehicles is what it's gonna be eventually at some point.
They're talking 2030. So
it's not that far away. That's way closer than I thought. Gasoline cars are never gonna go away, folks. They're always going to be around. There's always going to be gasoline around. So if you have a gasoline car, you're good. But it just might be what they're going to do is it's going to be super expensive for gas.
It's good. They're going to make it way expensive for you to drive it. So
exactly,
it's going to be a weekend car or something like that.
Yeah, a weekend RV. Let's see here. Russia got more traditional American values than America does anymore. Wow.
It might.
Yeah. There's still people in this country, old school people that are not going to get rid of those old values, but as people age and die off, it is slowly going away though. It is slowly going away. What about a low beta dividend pair like Smuckers? You haven't heard that one in a while.
I like Smuckers.
I
have it on my watch
list. I like their shortbread cookies, but although they're not good for you, but
I have it on my watch list.
Smuckers, honestly, like because I grew up, near Knott's Berry Farm, like literally right across. I was born in Anaheim, right about across the street from Knott's Berry Farm. So I grew up on a lot of Smuckers, but a lot of their products are crap. Like it's just they're not high quality products. But then again, most of those food companies that you named off earlier, Campbell's Soup, for example, is just all junk too.
Oh crap. But looks like it's
what's the SMK or something?
SJM.
SJM.
Not a bad buy.
I think it was Eric that liked SJM.
Well, I'm the one that turned him on to it.
Yeah, because he made a video on it, I think. It's not a bad price.
No, it's not bad.
The thing is
3.2% dividend.
Just as any packaged food company, though, it's just they're risky, but I understand that you could be in it if you want a food stock. That's another option there. I would go with that probably more than go over Campbell's Soup.
Yeah,
but I still like ADM or SYY as a play, even though it's not technically. I take that back. Cisco, they kind of do make food, right? They're not just a delivery service of food.
Yeah.
Or maybe they source it. I don't know. Let's see here. Low beta. Well, I think most of these companies are low. That is super low beta, though. I bet you almost they're all low beta, though. Let me see.
Yeah, you're not gonna, if you're talking about option wise, you're not going to get much out of it.
What's CBP? CPB?
CPB.
Let's see. It's pretty low. Yeah, he's right though. It is super, super low beta. Like I don't know if I've ever even seen a stock that low, like a 0.3. Exactly. Campbell's is pretty low. So yeah. Intel's nervous. What are they developing? Intel's nervous. What? They're not nervous. What are you talking about? What are they developing? Let's see down here. Apple's moving away from Intel. PCs still use it, but AMD is doing well. So what? So what? Apple's just one freaking company that makes laptops. What about Lenovo? What about Dell? What about Asus? What about
HP?
ThinkPad? What about HP? What about there's a zillion freaking Toshiba. There's a zillion freaking manufacturers out there that make laptops, and they're not going to just. They don't have the capacity to make their own PC, their own chips. Who cares that Apple went away? I think Microsoft might try to, and some of their stuff too, but who cares? And guess what? Intel is actually going to become a manufacturer of those private chips too. Like a company like, say, Dell, for example, says, you know what? Let's make an M1 type of chip for our own laptops that are unique to our laptops, And so, you know what? We don't have a foundry. Let's go hire Intel to do it. There you go. It's naive to think like that. Intel, they got the power to do pretty much whatever they want to do. See here. What are your Philby. Let's see here. What are your thoughts on Charlie Munger going gung-ho on Baba? He's crazy or he's not? I heard about that. Or he's onto something. You know what it is, Gerry? It's big money syndrome is what it is. If Warren Buffett got into it, a bunch more people pile into it. It would go up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's
big money
strategic for them because they can go, okay, we can throw a couple $100 million at this thing.
Yeah, and then it'll go up right after because everybody's gonna see.
Yeah, watch everybody go crazy, and then we'll get out when they pump it up.
Aren't they big enough where they have to announce what they're gonna do before they do it, though?
I don't think
You're going to put some announcement in?
I mean,
Or is it after the fact?
have to. It's after the fact, but they do have to file.
That's kind of shitty. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, it's big money syndrome. Like Warren Buffett, whatever he gets into, it goes up. Whatever he gets out of goes down. You're like, I got an IBM or whatever tank, I don't really agree with a lot of what Warren Buffett actually invests in either. He's old school. And we were talking about old school earlier. He doesn't really like tech. Like he might invest in IBM because IBM was around when he was probably 87 years old, but he doesn't really invest in any new tech at all. He's kind of old school. Not kind of, he is old school. He doesn't
Yeah, they're valuation guys. They're cash flow guys. So all this new tech doesn't really,
So I think he's kind of of course he's always going to do good because he's got a lot of money, So it is what it is. I personally don't like pineapple on pizza. There you go. There you go.
Okay, if you're still on here.
Belongs in cocktails.
Do they put Spam on pizza in Hawaii?
I have never been to a place that even put Spam on pizza.
You've been to Hawaii how many times?
Once.
Did you eat pizza? Go to a pizza place?
No. So is it only in Hawaii that they do that?
Spam is huge in Hawaii.
I'll tell you what they do in Australia. They put Vegemite on their pizzas. I made that up, by the way. I don't know if they do or not. We were on a bus driving by a Vegemite factory, and it smelled like crap. It smelled like a hops factory or something. It smelled like that, like a beer factory. It was gross. It's disgusting. No, not Canadian. Been making the monies. Oh, well, can't fault you for that. You got to go out there and make the cheddar, because you're never going to be able to retire unless you make the cheddar. Never going to retire early unless you make the cheddar. So you got to make the cheddar. Let's see here. Been playing. Have you looked those two up, Gerry?
Yeah, it looks like it's silver.
Physical silver, physical.
And gold.
Talk about this every stream pretty much. Not every stream, but just don't see it. I just don't see it. To me, there's way better things to invest in during inflationary times than gold and silver. Gold and silver is for ultra wealthy people. I talked about this last week, I think. Unless you're I was going to say Warren Buffett, but he doesn't like gold or silver either. Unless you're a doomsday prepper, you're a William Devane, you're a Robert Kiyosaki, which is ultra rich people. What do you need to be getting into gold and silver for? It's not an investment at all. It's not an investment. It's a hedge against inflation. That's all it is. It took me 5 years to get on my silver with a profit. 5 years of sitting there just watching that shit sit underneath my freaking, sit in my freezer. That's where I hit it. I don't like it. I just don't. And the funny thing is I think 2011 was the high of silver had like $42 an ounce or something like that, I think, in 2011. We're not even close to that. Why not? Why aren't we even close to that right now? Had the most inflation.
It's been going down, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't understand with Carter 2.0 in there and inflation going through the roof, that silver is not back at $40 an ounce. Gold I think had a high last year, I think. It made a new high. But silver didn't come anywhere close.
You think these people are playing Bitcoin instead of gold and silver?
Who's these people?
That are the gold and silver bugs.
It's similar in the spec play, but it's not. I don't think Bitcoin's a hedge against inflation. But I don't know. It could become. Who knows if it's the new. Gerry has an Echo.
Hopefully not anymore, because this was a long time ago.
Yeah. I haven't heard an Echo all night. So what's going on, Investing Sensei? He actually just rolled his, I think he had a Marna he put on or whatever. I think he wanted to roll it. I would buy a Cybertruck if I had the funds for it. Why wouldn't you just buy an F-150 and pocket the rest of the money? Lightning.
I wouldn't want anything all electric.
But isn't the Cybertruck like $80,000 or something plus?
I have no idea. I wouldn't never entertain buying one, so I wouldn't look at it. I looked at the camper.
I would buy a. Damn it. I always mess this one up. It's not a Raptor. What's the Nikola one, Gerry?
Oh, is it the Rivian? No, that's the
No,
other brand.
that's the brand. It's not a Raptor. It's something like that. Damn it! The Raptor's the Ford. I call it a Raptor by mistake on a few live streams ago. But let's see here. Have three synthetic long leaps on Intel. What are synthetic, Gerry?
Synthetic long leaps.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
he's got fake leaps. As Dave said, thinking down the road. What's a synthetic leap? Does that mean he sold a put and bought something?
That's what I was thinking. He paid for the leaps with sold puts, possibly.
Tell us what a freaking synthetic leap is there.
I think it'd be at same strike too.
Yeah, I don't know. He has the time to learn all this advanced shit. I'm going to retire at 55. That's better than what is that? Better than 90% of the US, Gerry?
Yeah.
Not very many people get to retire at 55. My dad retired at 52. I'm going to beat my dad, but I had a different type of job than he did. I didn't have a pension. He had a big pension, a huge pension.
My dad retired at 55 and died at 58. So that's why
scary.
I'm trying to leave well before then.
That's scary. Yeah. Let's see here. And the thing is a lot of people do die when they just retire too.
Yeah, my dad did the retire and sit in front of the TV for 3 years.
Yeah, health declines usually. You're indoors more. You're having less sun, and normally your health just declines in general. But if you retire to a couch, your health is going to decline. I technically would probably retire to my bed, but congrats, Mark. Let's see here. I agree. Retire when you still have your health. I agree. Your health. There's no sense. Especially if you're firing. I mentioned it in the video on my Hidden Off Grid channel, but if you're going to retire early, health isn't super important. If you have like a chronic disease or something like that, you might have to work until you're 65, 70 years old just to have health care, to cover that that condition. But health, super important. Regardless, it's always important. But if you don't have your health, who wants to retire and then retire to be going in and out of hospitals every freaking day, or every month? I don't want to be doing that shit. Build a life and you don't need to retire from. Pit water mowing. Build a life you don't need to retire from. I blame the government, Gerry. You know why? It's that I could have been retired if I didn't have to worry and pay taxes. $100,000 every year. Of course, this year will be $100,000, but not every year it's always 100. But still, $100,000 more in my pocket. Every last 10 years, $50,000 plus every year. Jeez, no wonder people get pissed off. Like there's a ton of people that could be retired if they didn't have to pay freaking taxes. Build a life you don't have to retire from. So what is he kind of saying here? Does that mean that you're you're doing a job that you're passionate about, that's not really a job, it's kind of a hobby, or
You're
what?
doing things that you enjoy. I mean, like myself, right?
You're still working in the sweatshop.
Very scarcely.
So
It's
trading
been
options, is that so you're a good candidate.
is trading options a
Wait,
job?
wait, wait, wait. When you retire and that's your sole source of income, is it gonna feel like a job?
It probably will. It probably
Is it gonna
will
be is
because
it not gonna be fun?
I got to find ways to make it more passive so that maybe I can only check in on Fridays or something. I don't know.
So this is interesting because James would be another good person to ask. A Grateful Man would probably be another person to ask because they're both retired. James is only in his first, few months of doing this as a retirement, though. So he's passionate about it. He loves it, but does it get old too?
Yeah, it seems it's because he does, freaking 50 times more than I do. It's
Making
like,
money never gets old. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying I've wanted to make mine more passive because I don't want to be doing. I want to make mine more passive, right? So I've been doing that, and honestly, I think that you and I and a lot of us in here, including Thumper or whatever, we're just logged in all day anyway. So we're just looking at it, just forcing shit. Not
yeah,
really.
I mean, I don't have to be in the market all day.
No.
So,
Get on with your retirement, Dave. By average, your life is already 60%, 68% over with gulp. 68%. You don't know how old I am. What are you talking about, Willis? 60. Is he right, Gerry? Let's see.
yeah, what's the average age?
Well, I come from a family that's lived into their 90s. So my grandpa, yeah, he died young, but he died young from a disease that you can't really get anymore. Um, hmm. I put mine at like 85. That's what I've been, putting mine out to. I could live longer though. 85.
Yeah, the way I see it is the way I led my life and all that, and looking at my dad, my brother, I'd be lucky. I'd be good if I made it another 20 years.
So with that said, is it you still smoke? You you're not working out. You're still eating, bonbons. You're watching Jenny Jones. I mean, does it make you want to change any of that stuff at all ever?
Yeah, that's actually why I've been busy. Part of last week too is we are making some changes, moving some things around. I'm actually going to have a exercise room, so I'm going to start. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I'll push you at some point when I'll make you truck up the hill to plug in your 50 amps or something. I don't know. But I mean, I'm not coming down here on Gerry. I've been, I try to stay under a certain weight, but I haven't been working out, although I do have some stuff I need to start working out probably in the next 6 months. Next 6 months, I'm going to be doing working out a lot during the winter because I need to get ready for the AT. But the AT is, hiking 20 miles a day. That's going to be my exercise. That's the way. I don't really have a pot belly, but I do have a little bit extra fat in my body that I don't need, to get rid of it. I got this, big ass freaking, I don't know I don't even know how I got that. Bad genes, I guess, but my brother's got the chiseled chin somehow. So yeah, and I look at my grandparents, she's one of them smoked in their 80s, and all the way pack a day, The other one didn't really work out a day in their life, and was overweight for a long time, and they lived into their 80s, So I should be better off than that. I heard a quote one time, you know, If you don't end up dying early by some natural disaster or some accident, you're going to get old and die. So
There's one guarantee: you will die.
that's true. You will. Back finally. She missed us cutting her down. Already into the second standard deviation. F you, a grateful man. I don't know. Do you know what his real name is? Has he ever told us?
No, I don't know.
I
Actually,
don't know either. I think he's told us though.
probably.
Raymond, what's going on, Raymond? Just started selling IW puts, enjoying the great premiums. Wanted to get into selling SPY puts also, but the premiums seem weaker. Any put alternatives you can think of for large cap exposure? Puts are definitely, so it goes in this order: SPY, QQQ, IWM, as far as being the least to the best or greatest, I'd say. SPY takes a lot of buying power up. The premium is not as good as the Qs. The Qs is not as good as the IWMs as far as the premium. But I don't know if there's an alternative though.
Yeah, I couldn't think of an alternative.
I was almost, this weekend I was actually looking for like an ITOT slash VTI put or an option equivalent. I'm like, I could replace SPY with this and have cover the whole market and do that. I'm like, there's no alternative for that, really.
I've looked. There's not.
Yeah. The best thing to do. SPY is honestly QQQ, IWM, and SPY are like the top three for options when it comes to the indexes, by far. Could you, if you weren't doing options, then I wouldn't be in SPY, I wouldn't be in IWM, I would be in QQQ. Maybe QQQ I would be, but there's other alternatives out there for those if you're not doing options that have lower expense ratios. So he did SPY, he did IWM, just looking at SPY. Yeah, I do SPY still. I still do Qs, I still do IWM. Just because I felt like I'm covered, every which way without a reach around, of course. But you never. Yeah, you're right though. SPYs are going to be the worst. Plus, they take a boatload of buying power for some reason. QQQs right there, IWMs.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you don't go just straight IWMs and that's all. Try to get Gerry into the Qs. Realty income still a buy here. I haven't looked at that one in a while. I think it's just fairly priced. It might even be considered to be overvalued, actually, a bit.
Yeah, it was good for a little while last month.
Let me look back here. Well, if you compare it against prior to the pandemic, we ain't back there, though. So I would almost say that it's actually still cheap. And I don't know if the reason why is because of AMC. I mean, a lot of companies maybe have gone under, but it wasn't that. Like there was some casualties of the customers or whatever leases that Realty Income had, but it wasn't that too. There was also a lot of franchises or whatever that closed stores down, but they didn't go bankrupt.
Right.
Right? Question is will we ever get back to where we were? Will retail ever get back there? Will nail salons? I don't know. Will all those places ever get back to where they were prior to the pandemic? At some point.
Well, we did some shopping. When did we go out? Saturday. It was pretty stinking busy out there. Went into the Old Navy.
Of course.
Found me a $2 pair of shorts.
Did you get any t-shirts, Gerry?
Didn't get any t-shirts. I couldn't find anything under $5. So. But it was pretty busy in there. One thing I was surprised about, California Pizza Kitchen closed down.
At your mall?
Yeah, our outdoor shopping mall.
Well, they're normally always at malls. I've never seen one not at a mall.
No, it's standalone. Well, lease space in a shopping center.
And it was an outdoor mall, or was it not a mall at all?
Shopping center. It's not a mall.
So a
Strip
strip mall.
Yeah, there
I've
you
never
go.
seen I've never seen a CPK at a strip mall.
It closed down. That kind of shocked me.
That's probably why, because it's not at a mall.
A lot of restaurants closed down.
CPK's got some great, I think some really good pizzas. Because they're not like all doughy and just, heavy, Probably still give you the backdoor trots, but yeah, I'm surprised it closed down too. Do you have to wear a mask there or what?
You
At the Old Navy?
No, I didn't.
I thought you had to wear one everywhere in California.
Well, I think it's recommended that if you are not vaccinated to wear a mask.
Well, there you go. Baba. You in Baba, Ryan? He's got all his money in Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash. Stay healthy, folks. Of course. Who ever wants, you know what? I hope I get sick. I mean, nobody ever says that. Geez. You guys going to Vegas in January? Doesn't work with my timeline. Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, Vegas is just not my scene. It's just not. The Bunny Ranch did.
I've never been to Vegas, so
they're not probably going to want to go to the Bunny Ranch. It's like, it's just not like gambling. Like I'll gamble, but it's like $20, $100, maybe at the most, or something like that. I'm not a big gambler. I'm not a big drinker. I'm a party pooper, kind of in a way. I don't mind cutting a rug every once in a while, but yeah, these streams, a hoot, need to tune in more. Yeah, you do.
It's a hoot.
It's a hoot.
It's a hoot and a hollering.
Let's see here. What's going on, Luis? Interesting week coming up, and futures are turning from bad to flat. Will tech recover? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, it's still kind of flat. Typically, is when I used to trade futures, my understanding was, and it hasn't really done this a lot, like whatever the overnight low is, for down 200 points, you normally do that during the day at some point, intraday, but it hasn't worked. Hasn't worked in a while. Like, so I've, watched here, we were down 400, we wake up and we're up 200, and we never, go down 200 that day. So I don't know.
I'd say tech has already recovered.
Tech hasn't recovered. Let me pop up. So SPY.
What do you look at when you
look at the daily chart?
No, what are you looking at for tech though? I'm looking at XLK.
I'm looking at Qs.
Oh.
So tech has not come close to recovering. It's still down 3% from its all-time high.
Well, you're talking recovery means it's going all-time highs?
Well, what do you call recovery?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it looks, it went down to, I'm looking at the XLK. It went from 155 down to 146, and now it's back to 152. So,
yeah. It's stuck at the 50 or the 20. I don't know what you mean by recover there. I can say that the Qs are down more than SPY is. So the Qs need to catch up. Yeah, I'd say the Qs are actually behind. So they need to go up. I actually put the percentage wrong. So I'd say the Qs are down 5% from the all-time high. Sorry, SPY is down 3% from the all-time high. Let's see what IWM is. IWM has been flat. Russell's been flat. Like it's kind of been trading sideways for several months.
I guess XLK follows the Qs slightly, pretty close.
You got Dow, which is doing okay. So, in my opinion, the Qs are doing the worst out of all of them. So, Qs need to recover. Should taxpayers pay for sports teams' stadiums? Don't they already pay for that anyway? With tickets and shit? Doesn't I don't know if property taxes pay for stadiums. I've never heard of that. What is he talking about? Come on, Cletus. What you talking about, Cody?
The city of Oakland doesn't think so. They kick their sports teams out.
I wonder how much money that cost them.
Could you imagine the jobs that went away? Yeah, I mean they're shit jobs, but I mean it's
There's still a job.
They're still jobs, and Oakland gave two craps less about those jobs. They said, you know what, Oakland, Golden State Warriors, goodbye. Oakland Raiders, goodbye.
Where did the Warriors go?
Warriors went to San Francisco.
I didn't know that.
And the Oakland Raiders went to Las Vegas, and now the Oakland Athletics, the baseball team, they're probably going to go to Las Vegas too.
The A's?
Yeah, Oakland's going to
lose. The old A's?
Oakland's going to lose.
Seiko and Mark McGwire days?
Yeah, Oakland's going to lose everything.
Well, that whole city's a shithole anyway.
Yeah, it's a
it's just
that lady that
ran into the ground.
That lady that's running it is a freaking
I just don't understand people. That's why I hated Hickenlooper getting rid of Magpul out of this state. You know, it's like you just got rid of a military. Well, I mean, a veteran-owned business that started there. You know, and like, let's just you can't even sell your own products to your own state. I just don't understand it. You're a governor. You're not supposed to be getting rid of jobs. You're supposed to be creating jobs. You know, like logic, Gerry. It's logic. I'm nervous about investing in Intel. Don't invest in Intel then. I'm just telling you. Don't be surprised when you wake up one day and they're eating AMD's shit. Is that a good thing to eat their shit?
Man, I don't know. Probably not.
No, but they can use AMD. They could. Yeah. They don't, though. There's a reason why. I don't know why, but they don't. Let's see here. O is always the buy. I don't know if I agree with that. It is a dividend aristocrat. I'll give it that. It is still one of the best REITs out there. I'll give it that. But there is a small chance, that it could fall out of favor as time goes on because of the businesses that they, the properties that they own or whatever, where Stag Industrials could actually see a benefit. So I don't know. It could take a while for that to happen, but I still think it's better than Simon Property Group, that owns malls, but malls I don't think ever going to go away. Maybe the mom and pop stores in the malls might, but I don't think malls are going to go away. People still like that type of environment and, Christmas shopping,
I don't.
No, I don't either. Yeah. It's kind of cool there, honestly, to go there and see the ding, 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 ding. I mean, see the freaking big old, you have to go sit in Santa's lap, pee in his lap, and all. You got to do all that stuff, Gerry.
Okay. I'll go pee in
Santa's
Santa's
Jonathan
lap.
there when he was young?
No, we did.
Yeah, there you go. Ride the train and stuff. Jeez. You're a bah humbug.
I am a bah humbug when it comes to holidays. I am. Because I didn't have them as a kid. So it doesn't really, it's like, and my wife was just the opposite. So when we got together, she made a big deal about Thanksgiving and Halloween. And I'm like, what? And she also made a big deal about back to school shopping. And I was like,
oh yeah, we always had that. Like, we wanted to go out and get your shoes dirty so they didn't look like they were brand new before the first day of school. Oh man. So I do think it's good, but also probably would just keep it's honestly, They played the pandemic perfectly. They picked up more properties during the pandemic, but I would just, keep the allocation where it should be and just know that possibly some of the companies they own or whatever you want, the company, they don't own companies, properties could see issues down the road. See here, own 650-foot lead spot. One of my limbering behemoths. It's got that old Cisco was all right. Came back. A lot of those companies came back when the pandemic started to subside.
Yep.
Haha. No, we don't put Vegemite on pizza. Ozzy? You put it on the Barbie? You put that on the Barbie? Oh, man. Good eye. Oh, man. Pineapple and ham pizza. It's Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
I thought it was Canadian bacon,
It's
Gerry.
Canadian bacon.
Yeah. What is Canadian bacon? Is it still freaking comes from a pig, doesn't it?
It's ham.
Why is it called Canadian bacon?
Because it's sliced thin.
Oh, you're
I
right.
don't know. I'm just making that up.
No, ham sliced thin. You can get ham that's sliced thin on a sandwich.
I'm just making it up. But
Anybody here that's Canadian, which I don't know if we have any. We always have Canadians in here, but why is it called Canadian bacon? I'm with Gerry. All the pineapple. Nah. No.
yes.
Sausage, chicken, bacon.
Chicken. No, I don't do chicken on pizza.
Chicken. Oh, yeah. Barbecue chicken on there. Yeah.
My wife likes that, and I'm just like,
anchovies and mushrooms. Nah.
Anchovies. Yes, baby.
Mushrooms.
Pepperoni anchovy.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, mushroom. Fresh mushrooms, not the rubber canned mushrooms. They got to be fresh.
What else? I'm okay with bell pepper on there.
I like onion and tomato too.
Onion. Oh yeah, I can make some. I'll make some keto pizzas. Got some onions on it. What else you put on there? A little bit of basil on there. Basil. Put some cilantro. See your pineapple on banana split. No. Does not belong on a banana split.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't like cherries either.
That's because they're not really cherries. The red cherries are not real.
Yeah, I think they're that
Machisno,
or I don't know.
Marcino. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it either. I'm just as bad as Gerry. But I think they're imitation cherries.
Yeah,
right? They're not real. And they got like red food coloring, red 50, and which is a beetle shell or some shit like that. Or made from beetles. See here. Haven't seen Spam on pizza, but it would be popular here.
Really?
Somebody that is from Hawaii has never seen Spam on a pizza, Gerry.
Wow. Damn, I just made up a popular pizza?
You did. You absolutely made it up.
Hey, Mikaru, go trademark that shit.
No, don't. No, don't. Tofu. Tofu on a pizza?
Yeah, they got that. Yeah.
Tofurkey? Oh, man. Haha, that's why you don't get into keeping you got to get those silver and gold ETFs to keep them in your brokerage. No, I have no desire to just waste my money, sit there and let it do nothing for years on end. Cautious glass.
This is glass. This can break. Don't drop.
Yeah. Don't break me. I don't know. Don't break a mirror. Let's see here. Business idea for you at Mikaru.
Yep.
What about some devil's food ham on there, Gerry? That's equivalent to a Vegemite for us.
I'm really surprised that you know what that is.
Oh, we had it all the time growing up. We didn't spam, but we had that for taking our lunch to our school.
I'm extremely surprised that you know what that
Devil's
is.
ham, baby.
Knows what that is.
It tastes good. What about sloppy joes? You ever make sloppy joes?
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
They're not as good as they used to be.
You just get that sandwich mix and mix it
Maybe it's
in.
just it tasted different back in the day. I don't know.
Yeah, it gives you some backdoor trust, that's for darn sure. Pineapple Spam would probably be good, sweet and salty.
Yes, I agree.
I'm gonna put her on my shit list. Let's see here. Pineapple Spam. No, God. No. It's 39K for the cheapest model. Talking about the F-150?
Hopefully,
Or are you talking about
no.
the
He's
he's
talking about the
probably
Tesla, the
talking
Cybertruck.
about the 39K? What do you I mean, what do they put in there? It's got one engine or one motor, excuse me. I don't think that they call electric
No,
engines.
they
They
call
call
them
them
motors.
motors.
Yeah, motors.
Motors. Can you call gasoline engines? Yeah. It's a double standard, folks. Let's see here. Mikaru, that's seriously a good idea.
It is.
No, it's not a good idea because that means you'll never leave Hawaii. So,
Where's
yeah.
our moderators at? Do we got moderators?
I'll kill this one. See here,
Like, what
block
the hell?
user. They must have already been blocked because they
Okay.
won't let me block them. Rebecca's one. What's going on, Tam? How's uh how's life treating you out there in the good old humid state? Yeah, so yeah, I put them in timeout, but I think they already got. I don't know. Somebody already probably got them. What the freak?
Oh, Rebecca got him.
Yeah, ban hammer activated. Oh my gosh. We're so glad you have to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day now and hang out with us. Let's see here. Have you two ever met in real life? We have not yet.
Not that I know of. I mean, we grew up kind of in the same area and didn't know it. So we might have crossed
All I can
paths.
say is I've seen Gerry's pictures when he was like 18, 19 years old, 20 years old. I wouldn't have gone anywhere near him. He looks scary.
No.
He's scary looking. Especially if he's driving around a freaking Buick Regal.
That I was. Or a Cadillac.
I had somebody pull a gun on me. It was in a Buick Regal. So I was definitely afraid of people in Buick Regals. But maybe at some point in our lives we'll meet. Sometime, at some, RV Escapes resort or something like that, or boondock site.
Possibly. Or, we'll see.
But he's got to get the vaccination first. Just kidding.
No.
Plan for after your retirement. Let's see, you will want to work, but at something you really enjoy. No, that's not necessarily true. Do nothing will kill you. You're going to live longer than you think.
Well, he puts quotes in work. So that doesn't mean actual work. It could be a hobby. It could be working on cars. It could be gardening. It could be, woodworking projects. I don't know, something you enjoy. That's what he's
well, I'll
talking
be doing something like that. I'll be doing something like that for sure.
about. Yeah.
But I can also lay in bed and watch TV too. Like I'm okay with that as some days as well. What I've also learned is because after I get done with AT, traveling abroad, I think that could get for me because just the way I am, I'm kind of like a home base type of person. I don't really like the constant on the go. So I'm probably going to want to slow travel, stay at each place for, a month or two or something like that. I did it in Australia and it worked out. So I don't know. We'll see.
That's how I picture doing RV travel too.
Yeah. Doing nothing will kill you. I'm definitely not one of those people that's the average bear. Like I've even dated girls that have to be constantly doing something. They don't get home every night until 10 o'clock at night. After work they go here and do this, and then they leave there and they go to this. And I'm like, no, that's just not the way I am. When I get outside of, when I'm flying somewhere, I can land. I got to go to the hotel, get checked in, get settled, and then I venture out. That's just the way I am. I don't know. I'm call me strange, definitely for a fact. Have you been noticing the uptrend in TTWO? What's that? 10 cent?
Take two.
Take two. That's your favorite. Rated
No, I don't mess with that one.
What's that?
I don't mess with that one.
Oh, well, I thought you owned it. Didn't you? Like, you're a company owned by them or something, didn't you?
No, I have 10 Cent Music. You're
Aren't
thinking
they related?
else. No.
No, just the tickers look the same, huh?
Somewhat.
The last 12 months, 20%. News, blogger, investor sentiment is very positive, bullish, up 10% last phase. I'm not touching it. Why would I need to touch it? See, that's just the thing. Like, I can make money. I'm making money with all my solid plays. Why do I need to touch this junk? I really just don't touch stuff like that. Man, that thing's been on a run the last few weeks, huh?
Big
Close
run.
the gap. I wouldn't buy it here. It's stuck at the 200. It closed the gap and it's stuck at the 200 now.
See, I can never buy anything or even do options on a chart that looks like that.
No. To me, at this point, you're just a co-signer if you get into it. Nope, not for me. What's going on, Tam? How are you? Any options in Devo? No options on Devo that I'm aware of.
She's talking opinions, Dave.
Oh, shit. Opinions on Devo. Devo. Have you seen my video on Devo? Bull case for Devo? I love Devo. Devo is right, I'd say right below SCHD. If you want to replace your dividend portfolio with something that runs options for you, Devo is it. They have it's very tightly managed. I don't know how else to way to put it. They're not rules based, so they're more opportunistic in what they put in their portfolio, what the options they run. So I think that it's, as far as the it killing, like Jeppy, for example, it should destroy Jeppy. What you looking at, Willis?
Looking at bots now. I have bots on my watch list, but I've never played it.
I actually thought she meant BSTZ, but
no, it's a AI ETF. I've been having it on my watch list, but I've never done anything with it. Honestly, if I was going to play that sector, autonomous and robotics and all that, I'd probably let Kathy Wood do it.
ARC what?
ARQ.
ARQ. One thing I say about bots, it's another Global X.
Exactly.
I think that they're the scum of the scum, Global X products.
Yeah,
and I own some Global X products, so don't get me wrong, folks. I do have QYLD and XYLD, but they're definitely not my favorite.
They charge way too much for what they do.
But you can't deny the income, so it is what it is.
No, I'm talking about bots. They're charging 0.68 for an essentially it's an index.
Is it passive?
It's passive. It's an index, and
way too much money.
For 0.75, you can have Kathy Wood over at RK actively manage and navigate.
Even the Jeppy at 0.35, and it's there you go, managed.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want to be in that robotics sector.
How much of the robotics sector is in? Was any of that in like IWM?
There's probably some. I haven't really looked. I don't know if I can even get into subsectors in there. Let's see.
Well, I could just pin those against, let me see, overlap.
ETF overlap. It's not going to tell you.
Well, yeah, I know. But so IWM versus bots. So you find overlap. It's only 8 holdings overlap. It tells you which sectors.
Oh yeah, but you need to get into subsectors or industry exposure. And geez.
Upstart. That's the biggest holding in. Wait. IWM. Wait. Oh, okay. Upstart. Intuitive. Nvidia. Oh, that's IBM. Never mind.
Yeah.
Shit.
See, the thing is with a lot of those, they're going to be under tech or they're going to be under communications or something like that.
Yeah, I'd say or leave it up to Kathy Woods. Kathy Woods for the win. Wait. LFG.
FTW, LFG,
FTW. LFG. Realty income is toilet. I don't agree with that. I gave my whole most feel about realty income, but I don't think it's toilet. It's probably the best REIT out there that you could actually get into a dividend portfolio. The only other option you have is what FRT or whatever, which is a king. But who wants to be in mortgages?
FRT.
I'm not. If you wanted an aristocrat anyway, if you don't like Stag's a good one. There's so many of them though, and everybody's going to have their own flavor and say, "Oh, this is better than this." But honestly, when it comes down to it, realty income is probably the safest one out there, at least for a while, until something changes. You know, because they have a lot of big companies too. You know, Pepsi's, Walmart's, and all that too. But I think some healthcare REITs are good too. I'd say OHI was one that comes to mind.
MPW is another one.
Yeah, is that IBKR?
No, that's
WP
Medical
Carey?
Properties Trust.
Oh yeah. So what's the
WP Carey's not bad if you're wanting a kind of almost an international type exposure.
what's another one that? Yeah, I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts, Zach, on what one you think is better.
I like.
Huh?
I like the mobile home community space.
I would like to hear what you like better than realty income, or why you don't like it. Let's see here. I live in Vegas, but I don't recommend the Strip. No, I want to see people strip, but not people. But yeah, I don't know. I just that's not my scene at all. Like it's not. I think the circuses are fun, but yeah, it's not my scene. Technically, the team owners pay for stadiums, all those expenses, but the teams threaten to relocate unless the taxpayers subsidize. I haven't heard that. GW Raiders fan? Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's moving to Bunny Ranch soon. I said we don't want the A's in Vegas.
No,
wait. You don't even have a baseball team there. Why would you not want to get one there?
Well, no, that's what I was going to ask. I was like, do you not want the A's in Vegas, or does Vegas not want the A's in Vegas?
I've never heard of a city where a team is proposed to go where they were not excited to get the team.
That's Oakland.
Well, no, I'm talking about, like Oklahoma City, for example, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like when they temporarily move teams to places and stuff, Seahawks or whatever, or the Seattle Sonics or whatever, like the team, like those people, think about it, Oklahoma, shithole, by the way, but sorry if anybody's from Oklahoma. I just don't understand why you'd want to live there. I'm sorry if you do. It just, like Sacramento. I lived in Sacramento for years. Imagine not having the Kings there, right? There's no hockey there. There's no football there. And then baseball's not there. And then basketball's not going to be there. Like there's, you know what I'm talking about? Like I've never seen a city not want a professional team.
I'm surprised we haven't got one here.
So my guess is that he doesn't want the A's there.
Yeah, I don't see how Vegas would not invite,
it's tax revenue.
Team. Yeah.
There's tons of tax revenue. So any city would, unless you're from California and you're a dipshit freaking governor or whatever, or whoever, the mayor, you don't want the tax revenue for that city.
That being said, baseball's a little different, right? I mean, you got the Raiders, right? The Raiders moved to Las Vegas. You still got a crap ton of people traveling from California to Vegas every single freaking game. I don't think you'd have that much with baseball.
No, baseball's probably not as. It's definitely not as popular. There's just people that just diehard football people. I've never been a football person my entire life, but the A's, I did grow up watching the A's a lot when I lived in good old HMB. I was not a Giants fan at all, even though I lived closer to San Francisco. I hated freaking Hank. What the hell was his name? It wasn't Hank. Who's the guy that hit the home run in the World Series in '89 when we had the earthquake and won the game? And Kurt Gibson? That was something Gibson, whatever. What a freaking name!
I don't remember.
Anyways, I haven't been an A's fan, though. Anyways, I would probably never go to Oakland to watch them though. Pro Football Acquaintance said he lost his ass in taxes when he signed to play a few years in California. Moved back to Florida quickly afterwards.
That's why there were when the Raiders moved from California to Vegas, they actually opened up a lot more people that wanted to actually come play for the Raiders. When they were in California, they couldn't attract very many people.
Yeah, well, who wants to live up there? Well, honestly, a lot of people.
Well, they don't have to live here. But
yeah, exactly. I was going to say, not a lot of people live in Denver. It's like, I mean, I'm talking about like football or basketball wise. Like they all have, they're all taking Prevost, Jerry.
Yeah.
Touring buses. Moved back to Florida. What does Florida have? They got a baseball team.
They got everything.
They got everything? They don't have hockey. What are you talking about? They got hockey there, Jerry?
But, I mean, who watches hockey? Except people from Boston.
All the people that are on the East Coast, probably.
Yeah.
Northeast.
The Boston. Let's get in the car.
Not just there. We have hockey here, too.
No, I know. We had a AAA or whatever minor league hockey team here. It was pretty cool.
Well, you got the Kings. They're popular, but Wayne Gretzky and all that, but I mean, hockey was never big in California. It was never big. I've never been to a hockey game either, even when we got the Avalanche here. Let's see if I can get through these, Jerry. Turkey puts corn on their pizza. Talk about like Turkey, the country? Corn.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering, like, wait, turkeys eat pizza?
Turkey. Yeah, Jerry. Sorry to talk about the country. I'm not aware of the Middle East doing that anywhere. Of course, I mean, I don't know. Turkey's right next to it, though, so I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of that before. Corn.
Sweet corn, yeah, that'd be good.
No. Corn comes right at you anyway. Whole, doesn't even digest.
Or those little tiny corn cobs. What do they call them? The cobettes. They're real tiny. Usually see them in Chinese food.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of I know what you're talking about. Don't they look like, I can't even think of the word right now. It's driving me nuts. So here,
like carrots almost.
Yeah, being retired for me doesn't mean I quit working. It just means I quit working for someone else. Smart.
There it is.
Maraschino, yeah, whatever. Fake ass cherries. Let's see here with freaking red food coloring in there. Let's see here. You remember when they had to ban red M&Ms for quite a while because of the cancer scare of red dye number 2 or some shit? If one is interested in hands-off real estate investments, should really look into DST. I'm in 2 different ones the last 3 years. What's DST?
Sounds like something direct something.
I would say notes are a better way to go if you don't want to get a K1 and you don't need to be accredited investor. If you're going to do any sort of syndicate, you're going to have to be a accredited investor for most of them, and you're going to get a K1. good luck. Unless you got some, well, I mean, not good luck. They're not very hard, but I don't want to deal with them. They're not that hard to deal with, especially if you have a tax person. But tofu pizza, I haven't seen that either, but would also be popular here. Yeah. Any of those vegetarian people are gonna, well, isn't a pizza vegetarian anyway? Well, it's got cheese on it. That's vegan though. Vegetarian, you can still eat pizza, right? No, anyway.
No, it's vegan. You can't eat it because
Yeah,
the cheese comes from animal.
Yeah. Tofu. Tofu's so bad for you. People just don't understand. It's soy and it's all GMO, and it gives you man boobs, increases the estrogen in your body, which is bad for both men and women if it's too much. It's unchecked. So be careful. See here, like I'm freaking some sort of doctor. See, is secretly drinking White Claw and buying PSEC. He's just trying to get me irate, Gerry. That's what he's trying to do. I don't know what White Claw is. What's White Claw? Is that a beer?
It's a girl drink, yeah.
PSEC. Hell no, Gerry. Ain't touching PSEC. Or Geo Group. Let's see here. Life is good here in Florida. Yeah, I bet you right now is right when it's starting to get nice in Florida. October is honestly one of the best times. October, November. It is yeah. The humidity's starting to die down. The hurricanes are dying down. This is when it's starting to get a little bit cooler at night too. Let's see here. Making bank to watch YouTube. Ain't nothing making bank except YouTube. Let's see here. Was Gerry a gangster? Gerry looked like a gangster. Gerry honestly acted like a gangster when he was younger. All the stories I've heard, so
I
can't nor confirm or deny that.
I can't confirm nor deny. The technical definition of a gangster, I'd have to say no.
The technical term just means he hasn't committed murder. Everything else is game. He looked like one. That's all that matters. You have to show some pictures next time.
I was a different person. I was a different person than what you know GW today.
GMF and W. Pizza equals tomato. Scamorza. What's that? Is pizza. Then add your toppings. Anything made at Little Italy, New York City. Made in Little Italy. I don't know if I went to Little Italy when I was there. The only thing I had I had sushi for the very first time in my life in New York. I became addicted to it, but yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that one before. I think this place is even open anymore. They all moved to Florida. Little and Nick Nas X Miss music. It's paradise as I tell the tax afflicted. Not heard of bots. Has Gerry done a video on it?
No, have not.
What's the yield on it?
0.
Well, you're not going to do a video on it.
Probably not.
You could pull a Matt and just say, trade options on it, and then here's your add options. Yeah, I know. For some reason, my brain sees weird shit. Good night, us old retired guys need our sleep. Do your homework. There is a test this week. Oh God, I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna have to cheat somehow.
I was never good at tests.
I'm never good at tests either. My top healthcare REIT, MPW, OHI, DOC, NHI, LTC. How many of those are Brent Owens? Besides OHI.
The LTC probably is.
I think
the HTA probably is.
Yeah.
MPW too, actually.
I like OHI. The best out of theirs. Yeah. Does anybody know what in the 900 pages of the $3 trillion budget? No, nobody does. How does anybody read that? Do you see them? You see who was it? McConnell or somebody came out with a stack of papers that were like all bundled together. Here's the bill, like and put like price tag on the side, $3.5 trillion. And it's like, I'm sure there's so much pork in that thing. No, you got to pass it to read, find out what's in it. Jeez. Currently stationed in Oklahoma City with you, Dave. Well, somebody agrees with me. I felt bad because I've driven through Oklahoma. I've driven through Kansas. I don't understand why people would want to live there. I just don't. Maybe it's just I'm biased. I don't know why anybody would want to live in Missouri either. Sorry, Dan. But it's so humid there. You're in Tornado Alley. Like, the people that get hit by a tornado and it destroys everything, why don't you just move out of the state and go to some other place? I'm not dealing with this shit again. Is it because luck has it that you won't get struck for a tornado for the next 100 years?
See, that was my question. Like, what is the actual percent chance that you get destroyed by a tornado? It can't be that high.
Or twice.
It can't be that high, right?
In those states, it's way more likely. That's for darn sure.
It's more, well, yeah, because that's where they happen. But what is the actual chances that you get hit, your little house in this big ass state?
I don't know.
I don't know.
My luck, I'd get hit by a tornado.
What I'm saying is it can't be. It's greater than everywhere else because everywhere else doesn't have those, but it can't be astronomically high.
I was trying to compare it to a hurricane. Hurricane, is coming, 5 days in advance, brewing out there in the ocean. But a tornado can happen. It can happen pretty much.
Yeah, it can happen like now,
real quick, right?
Yeah,
30 minutes. I mean, one can just come out of the sky, and they got warning systems. They got basements, and most of those places have basements or cellars or something like that. But it's just, number one, I'm not really a humidity type of person. I can't stand humidity, but it's just, I don't know. Sorry if you're from Oklahoma. See here, IRM. Is that Iron Mountain?
Yeah.
You know what's weird about Iron Mountain? Like, it's classified as a REIT, but it's not a REIT, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it is, too. It's a business service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, another one. Let me see. Is it classified as a REIT? Let me see. It might have been not. Yeah, it is a REIT. So Iron Mountain is not a REIT, in my opinion, but neither is Weyerhaeuser.
Yeah, the lumber, the timber.
No, it's not a timber company.
Yeah, Weyerhaeuser's.
So when I worked for ADT, I went into a Weyerhaeuser facility. You know what they did? They recycled newspapers and magazines and all that shit. That's what they did there. But as I've seen it show up as a REIT list.
Yeah.
But it's not a REIT. Neither is Iron Mountain, though. I don't understand it. Is it because Iron Mountain I could see more being a REIT than Weyerhaeuser is, because Iron Mountain has facilities where they actually store tapes and documents and stuff. So it actually is property, right?
I guess it comes down to the structure, the tax structure. That's what it really is. So they're classified as a REIT. I mean, there's financial companies that are classified as a REIT too.
Oh shit, I'm way behind. Let me see if I can get past these. No, it wasn't Hank Aaron. No, it wasn't Dodgers. Because baseball sucks and A's suck and Vegas is getting stupid overcrowded.
See, so it is you. It's not Vegas.
Yeah, well, I definitely agree that it's probably overcrowded. But it causes your house prices to go up. Guess what? You can just move to a different state. When will your athletics paying zero income taxes in Nevada is attractive too? The problem with the Nevada is it got the cancer from California spread there. That's the problem with Nevada.
That's the problem with the entire left areas. I can't even say coast anymore.
That's not 100% true because Utah didn't get cancer. But this is not a tax-free state either. But
there's probably areas
a good candidate to move to, for a tax-free state, but it's not anymore. I like baseball. I never watch it now, but I used to. What baseball teams in North Carolina? We probably got one. I just don't know it.
See, they do have hockey.
Tampa Bay Lightning?
I told
That's
you they got
hockey?
everything in
That's
Florida.
hockey?
Yeah. I don't know why they call them lightning. That's weird.
Tampa Bay humidity. I don't know what you call it. What they have lightning bugs there?
Well, they get a lot of lightning.
They should have
Their
called it
weather. So
Tampa Bay alligators or something. Let's see here. Tampa Bay Lightning.
they won a Stanley Cup.
I've never heard that before. Tampa Bay Lightning. That's the first time. Come on, man, Lightning. Come on, man. Do you know who our freaking hockey team is?
I don't.
Well, it's the Avalanche, but did you know who they were? You know? Come on. Most people don't follow hockey unless you're from the Northeast. Let's see here. Tampa doesn't have a basketball team. That's true. Orlando.
Hey, they only have one basketball team, huh?
Yeah.
They only have one basketball team, but they got 2 football teams.
Well, LA's got 2 basketball teams that play in the same stadium.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That is strange. Oh, man. Let's see here. NBA player Kyrie Irving going to jail. I'm starting to think that Cody shows up to freaking rile us up.
Yeah, that's it.
And get us unsubbed. Most exciting game in town. Went to Thursday night's game. Let's talk about the Lightning, huh? Let's see here. Tampa Bay Rays played tonight. How did I miss this one?
They need to put a light on that hockey puck or something. Because I won't be able to follow. I'd be like, I just see people skating around. That's all I see.
Would say just because I watched the A's a lot growing up, but I also I never went to an A's game, but I did go to a lot of Angels games because I lived in Anaheim for years as a kid. So I did go to a lot of Angels games. Saw Bigfoot when Bigfoot was a big thing back then. Bigfoot the truck.
Bigfoot the truck. My dad took us there at the Cow Palace.
Oh yeah, Cow Palace. That's where everything played. That's where all Cow Palace.
It was freaking loud as hell in there.
Yeah, it was. Did they do the dynamite and blow up the car in between when they hit it?
Yeah, probably. I was a kid. I probably did.
Yeah, it was back when Bigfoot, like the real Ford truck, then they got real stupid with them. NBA player, I saw that one. I'll see here. My most exciting game in town. Yeah, okay. Delaware Statutory Trust. Oh, yeah, I've heard of those. I was looking at something to get into besides notes, or actually I was looking at something to get into besides my rentals, and I looked at those as an option, 1031 or something possibly. Yep, it's bad for your thyroid. I've cut it. Yeah, cut out that. What would you be having soy? Honestly, a lot of stuff that's GMO might have soy in it, so you got to worry. You got to eggs and stuff, for example, the chicken that they feed those eggs, or the feed that they feed those chicken, not the chicken they feed those eggs, but the feed they feed those chickens is most likely GMO unless you get some organic ones or something, and this could have soy in it. Exact 1031s. So here, pew pew pew. Roll your 2 real estates into. I don't have any more. Push your taxes down the road. I don't own any rentals anymore. I don't have anything I can 1031 at this point. Let's see here. Any dyno numbers from that Fox body, Dave? No. It's making like 600 at the time. Not at the wheels. Never dynoed it. It was running a Vortex 14 PSI. That's probably the photo that you saw or the video that you saw. I didn't have any video of it. It's back before a lot of video existed, but was running a T72 on it, turbo. I honestly want to build another Fox body, I think, as an adult. Because the technology is way better what I could do with it. And I know those engines. Gerry, you could pick a bolt out of a bucket from anywhere on that car, and I could tell you where it could go. It probably still could. I knew him from the back of my heart, or back of my hand. I could build one of those things in my sleep. I'm out. Have a good one. See you, Darth. Need to wake up early to do homework. Just cheat. Cheaters always get A's. Let's see here. One of my DST is a medical read and 3 surgery centers in it. Yeah. You get a K1 from those, or is it just a read? Way higher in Oklahoma. We have storms tonight. I'm surprised I haven't lost power yet. Bad hail. Well, there's always a sheet of hail that precedes the tornado, I think. Always. Let's see here. Or always. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been watching a lot of Storm Chasers. Let's see here. Yeah, I made 300K at my old house. There you go. Yeah. Let the A's move there. She goes way up, and then you get the hell out of Dodge. Cali buyer. There you go. Yep. Cancer just moves right in. Spreads. And a lot of cancer moved here, too. Screwed up the politics. A lot of cancers moved down to cancer's moving everywhere, Jerry. They're moving to all the good states, and they vote the same way they just came from.
Yep.
None used to watch the. You know, that is the plan from those people that run those lefty states, Jerry. Fuck up the state so bad that they want to move because they know they're going to end up voting the same way with the place they go to. It's a good plan, honestly.
It's a great plan, and it's working.
It's working for sure. Give it another 10 years. Texas will go. Arizona will go. See, lightning caused Tampa Bay has the most number of days with lightning. Yeah, I heard they had a lot, probably the most strikes. When I was in Mississippi, I was in Biloxi during tech school. Those storms were the craziest storms I've ever seen in my life, Jerry. They roll in like 10 minutes or less. You got to get indoors because they're so fucking scary to be outdoors. I saw lightning strike. It was probably about an eighth of a mile away. It was my dorm, and I was looking out, and it hit a tree. And the whole tree blew up, caught fire. Lightning sounds weird when it's close, too. Or thunder sounds weird, sorry. It sounds totally different.
Yeah, it's more like a crack, isn't it?
Yeah, it's instant, too. It's like a crack. It's not like the whole crash and burn bullshit, you know? It's so weird.
And then you can smell it.
Yeah. We're down at the bottom, folks. Got another scan. Good night, guys. See you, Rebecca. See here, Leva. I was trying to pick different topics that happened in the news the past week. That's fine. You can bring it up all you want. I just get unsubs from it, so it is what it is. Thanks. Let's see here. Weyerhaeuser is near the largest landowner in the U.S. They actually have a box factory here. Yeah, but I don't think it is a REIT though. Just because they own the places that they do the business in, does that mean they're a REIT? No. You know, why wouldn't like all the other places that own, you know, why is it not an Apple not a REIT then? They own their freaking places, you know? So that's just my thinking. It's not, I didn't think of it as a REIT, you know? And if you look on Finviz, it doesn't even say it's a REIT.
It's because they own timber.
Yeah, I've never heard of owning timber before either, though. So, y'all, we appreciate everybody joining, having fun hanging out. I don't know what FJB is, but
I do.
You do?
Oh yeah, you know it too.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what it is now. F. Joe Biden. Yeah, but heard a lot of that lately.
That's funny.
What? Yeah. See, all right. Take care, guys. Let's go. Brandon, indeed. I don't know who Brandon is. HF, you were in Air Force. Yep, I was. I joined at 27. I was the oldest farting freaking out of my flight and my brother flight or sister flight. So I was almost as old as the TI. So I got picked on. It's fun though. Good times. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining. We appreciate it. Market is pretty much flat, non-existent at this point. So, Gerry, you want to say anything? You're good to go.
No, I'm good.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. Everybody have a great week. All right. See y'all later.
See ya.